aside here, but stay right on the air for the national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what's so proud? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Had a small issue there picking up part of the anthem, but here we are back at David Story Field, and hello and welcome to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball on YouTube and KEDO. My name is Zach Smolin, here to take you through all the action between your Cowlitz Black Bears and the Bend Elks on a hot Saturday, June 26, 2021. We pushed the game time back today to 7:30 as things have cooled off a bit on the field, and hey, this is the reason why the Black Bears chose the third base dugout. They're over there in the shade, and even before the game, they were able to hang out in there and hopefully cool down a little bit as they hope that their bats continue to stay hot in today's game. Including non-league games, the Cowlitz Black Bears hitting .234 on the season with a .330 on-base percentage and a .339 slugging percentage, averaging 4.9 runs per game, and they've cut their strikeouts way down to just 7.8 per contest as the Black Bears are going to take the field, and they'll be cooking with Max Petty out there on the mound. Petty is 0-0 with a 3 ERA, 10 strikeouts to 3 walks in 12 innings pitched. He throws strikes 66.9% of the time, so really has some good command of his stuff, and also has the team has a ground ball rate of 50.8%, but I think Petty's is around 44. He's a bit more of a fly ball guy. The last time that he came out and pitched, he threw an inning in relief against Corvallis, gave up 3 earned runs on 3 hits, struck out 1. But in his starts this season, in 2 of them, he's combined for 9 innings, 1 earned run, 11 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So he's been much better when he's out there to start the game, and because of the heat today, they'll expect him to not go too deep today, but hopefully can give him enough innings to mow down the first part of this order a couple times the way through. He stands at 6'3", 198 pounds from Sacramento State, and he is from Rockland, Washington. Today's umpires are Andrew Mervin behind home plate and Jordan Shepard out there in the field as they'll be managing things right here at David Story. And Max Petty, who's taking his warm-up tosses, will face off against this Bend Elks lineup. Gavin Rourke will lead things off. He's the center fielder. Following him up is Austin Hauk, who had a 3-for-4 game yesterday after coming in just 2 for 20 into yesterday's contest. He'll bat second and play second. Daniel Garcia will hit third and play first base with Julian Kadoma, the third baseman, cleaning things up. Chase Matheny out in right field hits fifth with Sam Linscott, the batting leader in the West Coast League, in left field hitting sixth. Gavin Logan will be behind the plate catching with Mason Guerra, the DH, in the 8th spot. Peter Mendozona will play short and round out the order.
Up to bat first here is number 23, Gavin Rourke.
So left-hander Gavin Rourke at the plate. Rourke is ready. Petty's ready. Let's do it here in Longview as the first pitch from Max is up and inside for a ball, and we're underway at 7:30 on the dot. So if you're holding your ticket, you got exactly what you were looking for. Rourke hitting .361 on the year. As he lines one right up the middle, that number's going to go up as he's going to be in for a base hit. Well, Rourke now with his 17th hit of the season. At second on the team behind Sam Linscott, who's got 22 and essentially leads the team in everything. Now Austin Hauk will step up, and he had himself a day yesterday, 3 for 4. And Hauk has seen his average ascend to 208, now 5 for 24 with 1 run batted in as he drops down a bunt. Picked up on a backhand by Petty, who slips, falls, flips it over to first, and Shepard was off the bag, so a little bad luck there for the Black Bears as Petty takes a tumble, and that's going to be an infield single for Hauk. He certainly got lucky on that one.
Stepping up now, 14, Daniel Garcia.
2 batters, 2 base hits. Here's Daniel Garcia. Garcia hitting .333. 16 hits and 48 at-bats, 6 runs scored, a double, a triple, and 7 driven in. As a team, the Elks are hitting .266, and they have 4 of the top 11 players in the West Coast League in terms of batting average, as Petty drops into strike zone, a strike right on the outside corner of the strike zone, and the count 0-1. The Elks also are second in the West Coast League with 33 stolen bases. Next one for Petty is upstairs, 1-1, coming up to Garcia. Black Bears defense behind the Sacramento State pitcher. We got Jace Bailey in left, Brock Mortensen in center field with Toriano Sweet in right. Over at third base is Sean Mulcair with Brock Bozette, the shortstop, Rico Nishida at second base, and Jaden Shepard manning first. Behind the plate is Wilson Weber, and on the mound is Max Petty, who fires a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. Well, it's a small sample size today, but he's 4 for 6 in terms of strikes thrown, and that's right around where he is on the season at 66.9%. 2/3 of the way there. Shepard playing in at first base. Mulcair even with the bag over at third. Petty looking for a ground ball as the 1-2 swung on and fouled in and out of the glove of Weber, the Oregon State commit. So no strikeout here for Petty, though he did throw a nice pitch there. And Garcia's 9th in the West Coast League in terms of batting average. Gavin Rourke is 5th. And Matheny, who's going to be batting 5th, is 11th in the league. Of course, as we mentioned, Lynn Scott has more than that. As this is hit in the air over on the left side, Bailey ranges over towards the line and he'll make the grab. The runners were going on the pitch, and they both have to retreat. So Jace Bailey catches one out there in foul territory to put him down for out number 1.
Now, number 7, Julian Kodama.
Now, Julian Kodama will come up, and Kodama, the only reason he's not on that list is because he's not qualified, doesn't have the number of at-bats per games played, but he's hitting .368. 14 hits and 38 at-bats, 3 runs scored, and 2 doubles, a home run, and 4 runs batted in as Petty looks back at Rourke, who was dancing around off the bag. No count so far to the left-hander at the plate. Rourke has 6 stolen bases in as many tries, and Austin Hauk has 1 in 1 attempt. We'll see if they try to hustle him over again with that hit and run play with Kodama at the plate. First one to him is a strike on the outside corner in the count 0-1. So far, Andrew Mervin's strike zone very conducive to Petty's style, getting his really all of his pitches to bite down and away from left-handers. Right-hander waiting on deck. And Chase Matheny. Scoreless tie here in the top of the first inning. 1 down as Petty kicks, delivers. Breaking ball that misses low to Wilson Weber. 1-1 coming up. The Bend Elks wearing their road grays with Bend Elks written across the front in black trimmed in gold. On the back, same deal with the numbers, black trimmed in gold. Gray pants with a thick black stripe going down the outer left and right pant legs. Black socks, black caps with the Bend Elks logo. Also black batting helmets as the 1-1 is high and away. Fastball that time, 2-1. On the other side, the Cowlitz Black Bears in their forest green jerseys trimmed in orange with the Cowlitz Black Bears claw and baseball logo in orange and white on the top left lapel. On the back, the numbers, same thing, white trimmed in orange, white pants with an orange stripe down the outer left and right side. Green socks and black caps with the orange Cowlitz Black Bear C prominently displayed on the face. Here's the 2-1, and it's off the handle of the bat back into the screen. And actually, no, made its way onto the into the stands there. All right, I thought that made it into the screen, but soars right over it. So the count now even at 2-2. 2 on, 1 down. Rourke and Hauk back-to-back base hits. One of them a straight-up single up the middle. The other one a bunt that Petty tried to field, but just fell down and couldn't handle it. As Rourke taking a very early secondary lead at second base, making Petty think a little bit more about him. It's not always about going along and stealing. Could just be to get inside the pitcher's head. 2-2 coming up. Petty sets away from his body near the belt. The next one is swung on and golfed foul over on the left side. And we'll keep it at 2-2. The Black Bears have won 10 games this season, including non-league contests, so 10-7-1 overall. But in the West Coast League, sit at 6-7, looking to go 500 there and try to work their way up the standings. All starts today against a team that they've had their most success against. The Cowlitz Black Bears have beaten the Bend Elks more times than they've beaten anybody else this year. In fact, half of their West Coast League's victories have come against Bend. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 down. Long look in from Max Petty. Kicks, delivers. 2-2, curveball, sails it high and inside. Fills the count up at 3-2. Well, this Bend Elks squad, they do work their share of walks. They have 5 per game on the season. That's plenty. And compared to just 7.8 strikeouts per game, that's identical to the Black Bears rate. Big lead off of first by Austin Hauk as the 3-2 comes in, hit in the air over on the left side. Racing over his Bailey. He's got a lot of speed and long strides, goes over towards the wall, and that's going to land over on the gravel out of play right in front of Bob's Sporting Goods party deck. So we'll have another payoff pitch coming up.
Well, the party deck is brought to you by Bob's Sporting Goods. Local knowledge and 50,000 square feet of adventure waiting for you at Bob's.
So another 3-2 coming up against the lefty. Petty trying to work outside against him. A lot of foul balls from Kadoma, though. 2 between the second ball thrown and the third, as this is hit in the air, and that's going to curve right by the line, and that's going to stay fair. Over in the corner is Bailey. Scoring is Rourke. Moving to third is Austin Hauk, and it's a stand-up RBI double for Julian Kadoma, and the Elks score first. It's a 1-0 ball game.
Up now, number 11, Chase Matheny.
Well, that one just kept hooking and sunk just enough to meet the grass before getting beyond the foul line. So good work for the Elks, a nice piece of hitting, as Petty in a much tougher situation now with Chase Matheny at the plate in 2 in scoring position. That's going to force Sean Mulcair to move in over at third base. First pitch to him. That's a strike at the knees, count 0-1. And Matheny hitting .325, 11th in the West Coast League. 13 hits and 40 at-bats, 6 driven in, 2 doubles and a triple for the right-hander. And the 0-1, swing and a miss by Petty. That sharp, biting curveball gets him to swing on top, 0-2. Chase Matheny was here for a couple of seasons at Lower Columbia College, now at South Carolina Upstate. So traveling all the way across the country to continue his college career, but he's back here in Washington for summer ball. 0-2 on the way, and this is hit off the barrel of the bat, but served foul and onto the roof of a school building over there. So Matheny certainly gave that one a ride, but keeps the count 0-2. Petty just has to get that put-away pitch. He's had a lot of 2-strike counts today, but no strikeouts on the board for him so far. So there are 19 pitches this inning, 14 have gone over the plate. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 2 on. Next pitch. Swung on, chopper over to third. Mulcair spins around to try to tag the man over there. He throws to first, and that's in time. But it's going to be called a foul ball by Andrew Mervin. Well, a nice play by Mulcair nonetheless there.
Stepping up now, number 31, Sam Linscott.
As it looked for sure like that might have stayed in. Mulcair did the right thing, though, by completing the play. But it's just going to be another 0-2 count coming up to Chase Matheny. So Kodama with an RBI double on second, and Austin Hauk over at third base was advanced by him. Platoon advantage over to the Bend Elks here. They have 1 run on 3 hits this inning. They did not score until the 4th in yesterday's affair, where they put up 3 of their 4 runs. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and fouled back, tipped off the top of Weber's glove. 3 foul balls in a row for Matheny right here against Max Petty. Petty is continuing to fill up the strike zone. 16 of his 21 pitches have gone over the plate. But right now, Ben just being able to turn around on him. Petty going to have to mix some stuff up here in order to pick up a K or to fool these batters. Another 0-2. High chopper. This will score a run. Picked up by the shortstop, Posette. Fires to first and not in time. An infield single. The second one of this inning. So coming by Chase Matheny, knocks in another one. And the lead is doubled for Bend. It's 2-0. And the infield singles against the Black Bears have really killed them. Again, just getting unlucky. I was telling you about the FIP. Fielding independent pitching. It's lower than their ERA by a full 20 points. Which means that the pitching is actually doing a little bit better than what the numbers, the raw numbers, will articulate, as the first offering from Petty to Linscott is in for a strike 0-1. Sam Linscott leads the West Coast League with a .449 average. He's 84 points above the second place batter, who is only, and I put those in quotes, only hitting .365. This pitch is high, and the throw sails into center field over Nishida, so another run will come in to score. Kodama scores on the throw. Matheny going to get it over to third base, and now it's 3-0 Bend off of that throw. So that steal was pretty much to try and draw the throw. That's exactly what happened. So Matheny gets a stolen base, and Kodama will score on an error by the catcher. That also advanced Matheny to third. So a really tough first inning so far defensively for the Black Bears. They trail it 3-0 in the early going as the 1-1 comes in and misses down and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Linscott leads his team with a home run and 10 runs batted in, also 4 doubles. As we saw Ben do this yesterday, they put up a bunch of runs in 1 inning and then had a tough time hitting the rest of the way through. The Black Bears are hoping that happens again, as this is a high fly into right. Sweet is there, gets behind it, and will come up throwing. Fires home to Weber. It's going to come in on a hop. Matheny is in to score first. It's a sac fly for Linscott, and the Black Bears now trail it 4-0.
Number 27, Gavin Logan.
So here comes the left-handed hitting Gavin Logan. And Logan, it's his first time hitting against the Black Bears. He's hitting .261 in 7 games, 6 hits, 23 at-bats, has driven in 4, and hit 1 double. Lefty with a closed stance, standing out over the plate, fouls one over on the left side. The count 0-1. Well, now if you're Petty, you can kind of hit the reset button. There's nobody on base anymore. You have 2 down. You're trailing 4-0. But you have to put that all behind you. Every pitcher's got to have a nice short memory, as his job right here is to just get this last out. Here's the 0-1. And Petty misses up and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gavin Logan. And so again, Logan, the first time that he's facing the Cowlitz Black Bears. He's going to Oregon State, so he will be Wilson Weber's teammate from Oyen, Alberta. As another pitch from Petty misses away, 2-1. And Logan stands at 5'10", 190 pounds. So both he and Wilson Weber will be competing for time behind the plate for the Beavers come the spring. 2-1 coming up. Weber with the 1 knee stance as Petty missed high and outside now. 3-1 coming up from the lefty. Bend Elks getting behind their left-handed batter as the 3-1 on the way. Hitting the air over to the left side. Bailey chasing it towards the line, checking to make sure he has enough room, and he would have had enough room, but it bounces and will go over the fence. He might have lost that one. And the mixture of sun and shadows going on there in left field. But it fills the count up, 3-2. Petty looking for his first strikeout. This will be a great time for it. Base is empty, 2 down. 4-0 Bend lead here off of 4 hits. And the most recent run knocked in by Sam Linscott, his 11th of the season, comes in on a sacrifice fly, his first sac hit of the season. And Petty's payoff is inside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk will keep this inning rolling along. And we'll see Mason Guerra coming up to the plate. Guerra in the last series against Cowlitz went 2 for 8 with a couple of walks. So 400 on base percentage for him. But on the season, having a little bit of a tough go in 8 games, hitting 118, 2 hits and 17 at-bats, has scored once, but walked 6 times. First pitch to the right-hander is a fastball right on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Guerra, also an Oregon State Beaver from Beaverton, Oregon. 6'3", 195 pounds. He's DHing today, but plays a little infield here for the Black Bears. Runner on first now, 0-1. This one hit way high in the air. A lot of lift, but in shallow left. Bozette is there in the shadows and will make the catch for the final out of the inning. But 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left aboard for the Bend Elks. Give them a 4-0 lead as the Black Bears will look to get him back in the bottom of the first inning. You're tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball on YouTube and KEDO. We'll be right back. Bottom of the first inning, A.J. Lattery comes out on the mound. He is 0-0 with a 10.80 ERA, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 5 hits in his 3 1/3 innings tossed this season. He's only made 1 game, a start against the Apple Sox where he got roughed up a little bit. He'll be looking to bounce back here against the Black Bears, who will look to beat up on him with this lineup. Riku Nishida will lead things off at second base with Brock Bozette, the shortstop, hitting second. Brock Mortensen, who hit a towering 2-run home run yesterday and also gave the Black Bears the lead with an RBI base hit, will be in center field hitting third. Gary Arboleda DHs and cleans things up with Wilson Weber, the catcher, hitting fifth. Batting sixth is Sean Mulcair, the third baseman, with the first baseman, Jaden Shepard, in the 7th spot. Hitting eighth is Toriano Sweet, the right fielder, with Jace Bailey, the Boise State left fielder, rounding out the order, batting ninth. So Nishida back in the lineup after a couple of days off. He's been hitting the baseball, but again, like this Black Bears team, a lot of them just hitting into some bad luck. So they're hoping that the time off will do him some good, as Nishida will try to get the offense cooking with the Black Bears down 4-0. Nishida hitting .238, 5 hits, 21 at-bats, 2 driven in, and 2 scored with 7 walks. Holds the bat above his head a la Craig Counsell back in the day. As he'll step on up. First one from the tall righty Linscott is a fastball, downhill strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. Next one to Nishida, curveball that bites a little too far down in the dirt. It's picked by Logan, but it's a ball. 1-1 coming up to Riku. Nishida from Mount Hood Community College, 5'6", 145 pounds, from Osaka, Japan, and a record holder at Mount Hood Community College after a great freshman season. And just like I was telling you, hitting the ball hard but right at somebody, Julian Kadoma barely has to move and makes the grab on the hard liner from Nishida. So a tough one right on the barrel, but right at the man at the hot corner for out number 1. Now Brock Bozette steps up. 256, including non-league games, 11 hits, 43 at-bats, 9 runs scored, and a team-leading 10 driven in. First pitch to Bozette from Spokane, Washington, is a ball inside, 1-0. So the Black Bears don't have to get them all back at once. Certainly want to start chipping away here and hope that Petty has a nice inning coming up next. 1-0 to Bozette, up and inside, 2-0, and Brock also was walked 3 times this season. And a long look from the righty. Kicks and fires. Next one to Bozette is down and away, 3-0. So Bozette can work his way aboard. The Black Bears will be in business to try to come around and score. And again, this team's been hitting far better than they have in the beginning of the season. They were below 200 for a while, now hitting 234. A vast improvement as Bozette takes a strike right at the belt inside, and Lattery dancing along the edges, maybe a little too much for a 3-0 pitch, but it is able to get the strike. As Bozette now back in full swing mode unless the pitch really misses. Here's the 3-1, and that's pulled up right at the knees for a strike, so Lattery battling his way back into this count, 3-2. So Brock now with a full count. Nobody on, one down, his team trailing by 4. Next pitch is down and outside, ball 4, so Bozette works himself a well-deserved 6-pitch walk. And will try to move himself into scoring position for the heavy hitters in this Black Bears order. So here comes Brock Mortensen to the plate. He's off to a rip-roaring start to his Black Bears campaign. And 11 at-bats, 4 hits, 3 runs scored, and 3 driven in. A home run and a stolen base for him. And he sent one way out there in right field to tie the game yesterday. Can't tie it with one swing here, but could help his team get back into this game. Leading off the bag is Bozette over at first base. 2 swipes on the season. First one to the lefty is down and in, 1-0. A.J. Lattery from Oregon State. Right-handed pitcher. Did not really get a lot of playing time this year for the Beavers. In 5 appearances, made 1 start, only threw 6 in the 3rd innings, and posted a 1.42 ERA. So was effective, and in his final 4 appearances did not allow a run, as the 1-0 is on the outside corner for a strike to Mortensen, 1-1. It looked like he was taken all the way there. Wanted to force him to throw him a strike, and that's exactly what he did. Black Bears looking for a hit here. They do have a walk. Mortensen with an open stance at the plate, a guy that can do it. And the 1-1. In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, the Black Bears have a really meaty middle of the order today. A lot of power. And Brock Mortensen, Kerry Arboleda, and Wilson Weber. And then Jaden Shepard and Toriano Sweet at 7 and 8. That's a pretty big duo. That might be one of the best 7 and 8 pairings in the league this season. This is a really nice 1 through 9 that Brian Burris has scribbled out today. Here's the 2-1. And Mortensen takes that one at the knees, shook his head. He knew it was a strike, 2-2. And I shouldn't say scribbled out, as Burris has some pretty nice handwriting. So 2 balls, 2 strikes coming up. Mortensen looking for a hit. Bozette trying to get himself going on the base paths. Lattery hasn't really paid too much mind to him, as the 2-2 is very low but blocked by Logan. And they're going to need him to do that a lot. The Bend Elks lead the league with 36 wild pitches. That's the most in the West Coast League by 8.
Placing motivated, qualified individuals at great places to work.
Saw a couple of them yesterday.
Workforce group built on relationships, backed by integrity.
So payoff pitch coming up to Mortensen. The last time it was the 3-2 count. Bozette worked himself a 6-pitch walk. Let's see if Mortensen can do the same. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and grounded sharply over to first. Could be 2. Fired by Garcia for 1. Back over to first. Almost hits him in the face. But he did not make the grab. It gets away from him, as that sun is really blaring in there for left field. So the Black Bears catch a break. That is going down as a 3-6 fielder's choice. And no error, because you can't assume the double play there. So now the Black Bears just trade base runners. They put Mortensen on first for Kerry Arboleda with 2 down. So here's Arboleda, who has been red hot lately. He's now hitting 10 for 34 on the year. 1 run scored, 7 driven in. Hitting .294 with a home run mixed in there as well. Right now, just looking to put the bat on the ball. His team down by 4 with 2 down, but they do have a base runner. And Lattery from the stretch, a low leg kick delivers to Arboleda, misses high and tight. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the second game of a 3-game series against the Elks, and tomorrow they'll wrap up the season series against each other at 7:30 p.m. You can grab your tickets at CowledgeBlackBears.com or tune in like you are right now on YouTube or KEDO. online or over the airwaves. 1-0, as this is a sharp grounder over to the shortstop. Going to go the short way, flipping it over to Hauk, and we'll send him down for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left to board. The Black Bears trail it 4-0 with Ben coming back to bat in the top of the second inning. You are tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on YouTube and 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO, Longview, Kelso. Top of the second inning here at David Story Field. 9-1-2 coming up for Bend as they look to extend their 4-0 lead. Max Petty looking to bounce back. He's now surrendered 7 runs in his last 2 innings on the mound, so looking to turn things around here.
Up to bat now is number 4.
And the first one against him will be Peter Mendozona. Mendozona was 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk, but has played a really nice shortstop so far. He's hitting 185, 5 hits and 27 at-bats, 6 runs scored, a double in there. And for Mendozona, 3 runs batted in. First pitch, a called strike from Petty, 0-1. Petty pitching all the way from the first base side of the rubber as the 0-1 curveball misses a little high and tight, 1-1. Well, what's fortunate for the players and the fans out here is the shade is starting to come on through. Plenty of shadows out there in left field as the 1-1 is hit in the air over to right field. Toriano Sweet right there. He's got a lot of sunlight around him, barely has to move, and will make the grab for out number 1. So Petty so far this inning going a lot smoother for him. 1 batter, 1 out. As he'll flip it over for a left-hander, Gavin Rourke, who got the rally going in the top of the first inning with a base hit right up the middle to start the ball game. Again, Petty's job from this point on, just hold him down to a few more zeros, and he knows that his team can back him up. In league play, they score over 5 runs per game. First pitch to Rourke is a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Petty throws a lot of first pitch strikes. As a team, the Black Bears throwing 61.8% of their first pitches across the plate. And that's a good recipe for a great pitching staff, and they have one of the best in the league.
This summer, make sure you build with
Petty misses down and away now, 1-1 coming on up against Gavin Rourke, again one of the better hitters. And it's strange the Elks have such a good offense, but they're at the in the basement in the South Division as this hits sharply right to Shepard. He'll take it himself, and Rourke, despite some hustle, is sent down for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Here's Austin Hauk, who's 1 for 1. He is now 4 for his last 5. Again, after starting 2 for 20 on the season. So the young man from Hofstra having a bit of a resurgence halfway through the first half of the season, so a quarter of the way through. First pitch changeup, swing and a miss from Hauk up and in, and the count 0-1. Yeah, Bend Elks have the worst record in the league at 5-11. A 313 winning percentage. As this one down and in, 1-1. And Port Angeles is next with a 333 winning percentage. Then Portland at 385, Bellingham at 389, and then the Cowlitz Black Bears at 462, right smack dab in the middle, as another one is lifted high to right. Sweet, though, a great glove out there near the track will make the grab and send him down for the final out of the inning. So a nice job by Petty. Sends him down to 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Bend 4, Black Bears nothing, with Cowlitz coming to bat. You are tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. We'll be right back. A little bit of Johnny Cash. That's the kind of country I'm about. I can handle a little Johnny Cash, and of course you can forget his legendary 9 Inch Nails cover of Hurt. What a mixture, but if any musician can make it work, it's him. As the Black Bears will try to make something work up here at the plate, sending up 5, 6, 7. They trail 4-0, and they'll look to get around on A.J. Lattery. Now the Wenatchee Apple Sox, not a strong offensive team. They were able to take advantage of some mistakes against the Black Bears in the last series, but they were able to hit off of Lattery, so the Black Bears hoping that, well, if A beats B, then B should, or rather than C should be able to beat B as well if C can also beat A. But that's not always the case in sports. As Weber hits a high chopper over to short. Mentezona fires quickly over to first. Weber, despite his speed, is caught there. And another hard-hit baseball, but another out on the board. And there's one down. Sean Mulcair, the lefty, stepping up. And Sean is hitting .250, 9 hits, 36 at-bats, 6 runs scored, 5 driven in, and 3 walks from him as well. Also a home run. That was in the first game of the season against the Ridgefield Raptors. The Black Bears have had a pair of base runners today. A walk, and then Brock Mortensen replaced him after a fielder's choice, but otherwise very little traffic as the count 1-0 on the outside corner. Kind of reminds me of the lack of traffic, like the road conditions when I used to have to drive back to Portland at the beginning of the year, but now I've taken up some lodging here in Longview. Love it here. Very nice town as Mulcair fouls it back 1-1. And today it looks like Dawson Martin on foul ball duty. Yesterday it was Riku Nishida, and he was having a lot of fun with it. He got a foul ball yesterday, Nishida did. Gave it to a young fan, was hopping around. Very high-energy guy at the top of the Cowlitz order. As the 1-1 on the way, and that's right there on the outside corner. Andrew Mervin certainly calling those pitches right on the edge today, and both teams will have to make that adjustment as the count now 1-2 coming up to Sean Mulcair. A big 4-run inning for Bend, but then a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second. As this is down and out, Logan makes the grab, though. Almost got away from him. As we're even up at 2-2. The boys in the bullpen tell me today that it's pretty hot back there, but I don't know how much I believe them. They've got a ton of shade. And it's nice and cool over there on Bob's Sporting Goods party deck, as many fans are now up there today. 2-2 to Mulcair, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Lattery sends him down on strikes. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for either pitcher. As there's now 2 down and Jaden Shepard to the plate.
Up now is number 32, Jaden Shepard.
Shepard in a bit of a slump, kind of dropping his hands a little bit, but they've made some adjustments in BP and in the cages, so hoping that he can start hitting back to how they know he can. He's hitting 179. He does have 6 runs batted in and a home run as he takes a pitch right near the hands on the inside in the count 1-0. Shepard also with 5 runs scored, 7 hits and 39 at-bats with 6 walks. Hitting a lot of balls on the ground lately, but we know the power potential that this Ohlone College right-handed batter certainly has, as he chops one foul over to the third baseman, picked up by Kodama. And we'll even it out at 1-1. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 1 left for the Elks. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left for the Black Bears. Still early, though, bottom of the second inning. And the second game of this 3-game set against Bend. And oddly enough, given the way the schedule's worked out, the Black Bears will not play Bend again for the rest of the season. So even though they're in the same division, they will not really affect each other in terms of the second half standings, as the curveball misses up and into Jaden. 2-1 coming up. And we're starting to continue to cool down. As you all know, it was really hot out there today. But now it's 88 degrees, so much more manageable. And towards the end of the game, it'll dip down into the upper 90s as Shepard hits one foul over on the right side now. 2-2 to Jaden Shepard. And the 2-2. And the curve misses up and inside. Shepard had that one read the whole way, and he works the count full. Now, Lattery's had a nice appearance, but if you could have one knock on him, it's been that he's worked a lot of full counts against these Black Bears hitters. One of them resulted in a walk. So payoff pitch coming up, probably going to give Shepard something good to hit. The catcher sets up low. Next one is hit high and deep to right, but that's going to go foul. Shepard, though, really got a hold of that one. Yeah, and that went off the athletic building over there and bounced back into the visitors' bullpen. So, yeah, that's what Shepard can do by accident. They're lucky. LCC's lucky he didn't break any glass over there. So now Lattery probably going to think twice before throwing him something right down the heart of the plate. As the 3-2 comes in, Shepard hits this one again sky high over on the right side, but the ballpark looks like it'll hold this one. Going into foul territory is Matheny, who will range over and make the grab for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. The Black Bears go down 1-2-3 as we head into the top of the third inning with the Black Bears trailing by 4 and the Elks coming to bat. You are tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top of the third inning. Maybe a little hot today, but we're having a lot of fun out here at David Story Field, both in the booth and the players out on the field. As Max Petty looks to build off his 1-2-3 inning. He'll face off against the 3, 4, and 5 guys coming up in the Black Bears order. Man, I shouldn't have said 5 guys. Now I just want to sink my teeth into a burger. Oh, my goodness. Unwise choice of words by me.
Up to bat right now.
Hey, if you're hungry, you're at home.
Garcia.
You can definitely go out there and grab a burger or something. Kick back, relax, enjoy some Black Bears baseball. We're happy that you're tuned in. Garcia leading off his team with a 4-0 lead. He is 0 for 1 with a flyout as he serves one into left on a line. Bailey, though, is right there and will make the grab for the first out of the inning. And the Black Bears, I mean, they're such a good defensive team, and I know we say this almost every game, but they have so many guys that they can just rotate in and out. And today, another excellent example of that. So, no Radomski today, no Stinson, no Arboleda in the field, but Toriano Sweet, Brock Mortensen, and Jace Bailey from right to left. That is a superb Gold Glove caliber outfield. This is grounded under Nishida, who dives, but actually overdove it, I think. Could not make the stop, so Julian Kadoma will pick up a single. He's now 2 for 2 on today's contest. That's the 5th hit for Bend as Chase Matheny will step up. He's made a couple of plays in right today, also 1 for 1. with a run batted in. He's really given the Black Bears some fits this series. He had a couple of hits yesterday, including a leadoff double in the top of the fourth yesterday that sparked the 3-run rally for Bend, and that helped them score the majority of their runs. First one from Petty, popped up way high in the infield on the right side. Mulcair is there, catches it with one hand, and sends him down. There are 2 away.
31 is Sam Linscott.
So no problem for Mulcair.
Left fielder.
As Sam Linscott due up, he is 0 for 0 with a sac fly, knocked in the 4th run to give Bend the lead that they still have right now. Game is 40 minutes old here, top of the 3rd with 2 down, a runner on first. Petty pitching a lot quicker than he did in the first inning as he misses inside to Linscott 1-0. And the big righty from Lewis and Clark State from Marysville, Washington, 6'3", 193 pounds. One of the better hitters in this league. It's just 1 for 4 yesterday, and Linscott fouls this one back. 1-1. This is going to slinky its way down the seats here,
Game tonight is also
right adjacent to the press box over on the right side. So we'll even the count at 1-1.
Your power.
And the Black Bears, again, just program note, tomorrow will, like today, be at 7:30 p.m. As this is lined over Mulcair's glove, this is going to go into left field. Kadoma is going to stop over at second as Bailey's got a nice arm and he was able to grab it there. So another hit in the inning, 6 allowed on the ball game as the Elks off to a red-hot start out there at the plate. But again, tomorrow's game at 7:30 p.m. You can catch us on YouTube and KDO. You can get your tickets at CalixBlackBears.com.
Gavin Logan.
And then the Black Bears will not be home again until right before the 4th of July. Before the holiday, they will face off against Cascade Collegiate on the 2nd and the 3rd before having the 4th and 5th off. And the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Gavin Logan is sliced foul. And the count 0-1. Logan worked himself a walk his first trip to the plate. He was one of the 8 batters that came up. So Kadama on second, Linscott over on first base. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's down and away. Good block by Weber, keeping the base runners put at their respective bags. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ooh, and a nice cooling breeze coming on in. Everyone appreciating that one. It's the wind, as usual, blowing in from left center, a little bit over towards the right side, as this is a check swing that's fouled, and right in front of the Black Bears dugout. Who's going to get it? It's Henry Mensch. Oh, he tried to scoop it up. And now he's juggling it. Oh, my goodness. Henry Mensch showing off a little of that German heritage with the football abilities there. Wonder if he's watching the Euro Cup. I know I'm keeping a close track on it. Germany, of course, advancing to the round of 16. Will face off against England. Is the 1-2. Is grounded to third. Mulcair's there. Fields fires across the diamond to first. Shepard grabs in the air, makes the tag. Tumbling is Gavin Logan as he tries to get under it. But his effort will be to no avail as he's sent down for the final out of the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left to board. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd. Bend 4, Black Bears nothing with Cowlitz coming to bat. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. And the bottom of the 3rd inning as we head into the waning days here in June. having a nice season here in Cowlitz County, Longview, Washington. We're in the bottom of the third inning between Ben and the Black Bears. The Elks lead 4-0 with the Black Bears send up Sweet, Bailey, and Nishida to try to chip in a few against A.J. Lattery, his longest appearance of the season, and really, and not counting the spring as well, was 3 in the third innings, and that came against Wenatchee, so might not be super stretched out, and the Black Bears were able to hit pretty well against the Ben bullpen in yesterday's game, so even if Lattery has some really good stuff, they might not have to face him for long. And as a team, Bend with a 5.21 ERA, that is ninth in the West Coast League, with a 1.62 whip and a 265 batting average against. Toriano Sweet up to the plate, hitting 281 now, 9 hits and 32 at-bats, including non-league games, 7 runs batted in, and 4 of them came in the Black Bears win over against the Corvallis Knights 10-1 when he was sitting at the bottom of the order. Toriano Sweet fouls that one away.
Sometimes it's the sweat.
As things are going in different directions here, 0-1.
I don't have to tell you that, right?
Sweet always with a lot of heart, a lot of energy. Great clubhouse guy on this team. He's going to apply some pine tar to his bat and get right back up there. Well, Ben scored 4 runs in the first inning. They haven't looked back so far. They got a couple more hits in the third, but the Cowlitz defense able to back up Max Petty as they're looking to get around on A.J. Lattery. He's thrown 31 pitches, only 17 for strikes, though. So it hasn't been overwhelming up there as the 0-1 comes into Sweet. And that misses low for a ball, 1-1. And if Sweet gets aboard, good news for the Black Bears, one of the faster guys on this team. I'd love to see he and Riku Nishida race. That'd be a lot of fun. It's the 1-1 curveball, dunks in, but crossed the plate a little high, 2-1. And yeah, it's not where the catcher catches the ball. It's where it crosses the black of home plate right there in the front. So Mervin making a very astute call there as the 2-1 coming up from Lattery. Wines fires, swing and a miss. Changeup upstairs, gets Sweet to swing right through it, and we'll even the count now at 2-2. Now the only issue with Sweet, he has gotten more patient as the season's gone on, but does strike out a decent amount. But he evens that out with a lot of hard hit baseballs. 2-2, and that one a stick ball pitch.
Well, don't forget we do have
something that you'd see back in the 1950s in some Brooklyn alleyways as the 3-2 coming up to Sweet. Another full count already here in the bottom of the third inning from A.J. Lattery. Lattery has had 4 of them and has thrown 3 for strikes as make it 4 for 5. This fouled away over on the right side, so Sweet gets a hold of that one, just has to straighten it out now. 3-2. Well, the sun's starting its bedtime routine out there in left field, starting to crawl its way behind the trees. So the sunset always starts early here at David Story because of the greenery out there in left. As the payoff pitch comes in, and that is inside. Ball 4 in and out of the glove of Logan. The second walk that the Black Bears have worked as Jace Bailey steps up to the plate with a man on and nobody out. Toriano with 3 stolen bases and as many attempts. So Lattery and Logan will have to try to keep him close. Garcia going to hold him on. Here's Jace Bailey. He knocked in a run in his last game. He's 5 for 30 on the season, hitting 167, 2 runs scored, 4 driven in. Swipe bag and a sacrifice as well. Switch hitter batting from the left-hander's batter's box with the bright orange batting gloves. First pitch to him is scooped foul over on the left, or rather in the air over on the left side, hooking towards foul territory. Racing over and dropping it is Mendozona. So Bailey and the Black Bears catch a break as the Elks shortstop just overran it. So now Bailey with an 0-1 count coming up. Sweet with a short lead off the bag at first, a little unusual for him. Now taking a couple extra steps. as the 0-1 Sweet is going. Pitches a strike on the outside corner, and he slides in easily. The 4th stolen base of the season for Sweet. So the count now 0-2. So Sweet moves himself into scoring position. No balls, 2 strikes. Black Bears with their first runner in scoring position. Lattery from the stretch. Sweet with plenty of speed can score on a single. Next pitch is fouled back by Bailey, who's looking to get aboard for the top of the order that's due to come up right after him.
On your next beach getaway, Fiber Federal.
We really like the way that Brian Burris rotates his players through. Everybody gets a pretty even number of at-bats between them. Just looking at the numbers in league play when it comes to at-bats, everybody right around that 30 amount. And if they don't play in league games, they're playing in non-league games. So everybody getting a chance for this Black Bears team. As Bailey takes a strike on the outside corner, he's down looking for the first out of the inning.
Well, up now is
Second strikeout of the evening for Lattery, as now coming up to the plate
Community College.
from Mount Hood Community College, left-handed hitting Riku Nishida. Nishida 0 for 1 today. Hit the ball right on the screws, but Julian Kadama was right there to send him down for the first out of the bottom of the first. Nishida looking to hit that ball hard again, this time knocking Sweet. And the first one to Nishida, squares around a bunt. It's a pull bunt. He's got plenty of speed. He's over to first to throw. And they call it a foul ball. They're going to say it hit Nishida. So Nishida will go back to the plate, and Sweet will go over to second base. Unhappy about it is Kyle Nobach, the manager for the Elks. But there's no way that's getting reversed. Nishida was hit with it in the batter's box. So he's going to live to fight another pitch. He's down 0-1. He would have been out on the throw, though. Well, it would have been ruled a sack bunt anyway, so he wouldn't have been 0 for 2 then, but he was certainly looking to get a hit there. Now, if Nishida pushes the bunt over down the third base line, he's almost certain to get a hit. If you're watching on YouTube, you can really see how fast he's running. Incredibly fleet of foot he is as he takes one down and away. And the count even now at 1-1. So the Black Bears with their first opportunity with runners in scoring position. On the season, they're hitting 186 in those situations, but they're up 42 points in their last 7 games. So really improving that part of their game. So that number could be a little deceptive as it's attributed more to a slow start than anything else. It's the 1-1. Nishida hits one in the air down the left field line. Will it stay fair? And yes, it does. Drops in for a base hit. Sweet will score easily as he rounds third. Nishida chugs into second. It's an RBI double for Riku Nishida as he thought about third base for half a second, but we'll go back. And the Black Bears are on the board, cutting the lead down to 3, 4-1. Only a matter of time before Nishida got one of those through. As again, they have another one in scoring position. And yeah, just as I was telling you, they're really starting to heat up. So here's Brock Bozette. Worked himself a walk, was the first base runner of the game for the Black Bears. He leads the team with 10 runs batted in. But in league play, he's tied for first with Wilson Weber and Kerry Arbolita, who have 7 apiece. Righty against righty, squares to bunt, pulls it back as the curveball misses low. He loses sight of the ball, Logan does, but after spinning around a couple times and orbiting the baseball, he ends up finding it. And will hold Nishida over at second base, count 1-0. Riku Nishida, 3 steals in as many attempts. And he can swipe third base if he wants to, but he's already in scoring position, so no reason for the Black Bears to waste base runners right now. 1-0, 1 down. Third baseman Julian Kadama in on the grass-colored turf as Bozette hits one in the air, hooking foul over on the right side, and that'll land right over on the concessions area. And the count even 1-1. Yeah, they're selling ice cream over there, and I'd be surprised if they didn't sell out at this point. Not only because of the weather, but I mean, the quality of the products they're selling over there, unmatched. Just some good, real good stuff, good ballpark ice cream, and good ballpark amenities here at David Story, as this curveball slithers a little too far outside, and Brock Bozette now ahead in the count again for the second at-bat in a row. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nishida can score easily on a base hit. So all Bozette has to do is find a little bit of real estate in the outfield, and he'll send him around to score. Good on-base guy, good line drive hitter. As the 2-1, this time, though, a pop-up in the infield. Gavin Logan in foul territory will collect it, and he will make the grab for out number 2. Those pop-ups to the catchers, man, are really, really tough.
27 is Brock.
But Logan able to stick with it, make the grab, as Brock Mortensen will step on up. Now he's 0 for 1. Hit one hard over to the first baseman, Daniel Garcia, for a fielder's choice, but a chance to at least bring the Black Bears within 2 here with the runner on second and 2 down. It's been a wonderful addition to the Black Bears, and he was a key reason why they won yesterday's game. 3 runs batted in. He had the game-tying RBIs and the go-ahead runs batted in, as a curveball is right there at the knees for a strike count 0-1. From UC Santa Barbara, hit 15 homers for them in 61 appearances. And we actually did an interview on the postgame show with him. You can check that out on with the Daily News or on our Cowlitz Black Bears YouTube channel. It will be the most recent postgame show video, and he had a great interview. So the curveball is down and away. 1-1. Actually, it was a little high and outside.
Quick reminder from the
1 ball,
Cowlitz
1 strike.
Rescue team: if you go out on the water this summer, make sure you wear your life jacket.
So the Black Bears have been able to cut the lead down to just 3 after the Riku Nishida RBI double scored Toriano Sweet. Lattery comes set, checks on the runner, another breaking ball. Really doing everything he can to avoid giving a fastball to Mortensen now. 3 straight curves as the count now 2-1. But if he keeps missing with that pitch, he's going to have to give him a fastball eventually, because Kerry Arbolita's on deck, and you don't want him to represent the tying run if you're Bend. So 2-1 coming up with 2 down. Next offering. That's a fastball, but Mortensen takes it low, as Lattery's command has escaped him against the 3-hitter for the Black Bears, the second time against him. The count now 3-1. Lattery came into this game having walked 2 batters. He's already walked a pair of Black Bears. 3-1 coming up against the hard-hitting lefty, Brock Mortensen, as the 3-1 is sit in the air, a sinking pop-up over to the third baseman. Kadama is there and will send him down for the final out of the inning on the jam shot. But 1 run comes in for the Black Bears on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 4th inning. Ben's lead has been cut down to 3 as they'll step up to bat. You are tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Max Petty out there for his 4th inning of work. And Carter Sutton starting to get loose over there in the bullpen. Black Bears not expecting too many innings out of Petty today on this much warmer evening. His pitch count sits pretty well, though, at 53. As Bend will send up Guerra, Mendozona, and Rourke. 8-9-1 against the lefty, who after surrendering 4 in the first has thrown up a pair of zeros. So here comes Guerra. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout, and that ended the rally back in the 1st inning. He gave up 2 hits in the last inning and had a 1-2-3 in the second. First one from Petty. This one's hit sky high and a little deep to center, but baseballs tend to just hit a wall of air out there. That's what it does this time as Mortensen makes the grab and will put him down for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That works well for Petty. And his pitch count as Mendozona steps up. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to Toriano Sweet to lead off the top of the second inning as actually Toma Moresi is starting to throw as well. So I thought I had seen Sutton, but it's Toma, the lefty, starting to show off his motion. He's certainly available for him today as the first pitch to Mendozona is down and in with the fastball, 1-0. So Ben scored very early, and the Black Bears hoping that that's it for them. As the 1-0 skips right in front of the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. And yeah, they're hoping that they're just scoring in one bunch and then nothing else. Essentially what they did yesterday. Ben did score a run later on in the game, but the Black Bears were ultimately able to hold them down in a 6-4 victory, their 3rd win of the season against their Southern Division rivals, as Petty misses away now, 3 balls and no strikes. Coming up is Gavin Rourke. Again, he's off to a red-hot start. As the 3-0. Fastball, there's a strike right on the inside corner. Not too much that Mendozona could have done with that one. Best you could do there is hope that you jam it foul or maybe get lucky and bloop it the other way. So Petty in a much more manageable account here. 3 balls and 1 strike coming up against the righty. Next offering is fouled back, and just like that, the count is full. So you love to see it, and these Black Bears pitchers are so good at it. And really that it's more of a mental toughness type of thing. This Black Bears team, very resilient. They fall behind. They're never down and out. They always have a lot of fight left in them. And you can see it right here. Falling behind 3-0, Petty goes back-to-back strikes, and now it's a much better count for him to work with. 3-2, again fouled away into the screen. And once again will be collected by Gavin Rourke, the on-deck batter. Hanging out in the, well, it's the on-deck circle, but it's really a rectangle. It's kind of like this turf mat that they have over there. It's almost like a baseball-themed welcome mat. Hey, that'd be a cool one if we had Cow's Black Bears welcome mats. It's the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A biting curveball from Max Petty sends him down swinging, and 2 down here in the top of the 4th, 2 in a row. For Petty, that is his first strikeout of the ballgame and 11th on the season, as he looks to send down Gavin Rourke for the 2nd time today. The leadoff center fielder for Bend is 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored, and a ground out, as Petty's first pitch breaking ball loops in at the belt for a strike, 0-1. Lights have come on here at David Story Field. Just an hour and 3 minutes into this game at 8:34. A little bit of a later start time, as we got some cooler temperatures than what we were seeing earlier on today. Definitely a big-time heat wave coming in, but has not stopped the Cowlitz faithful, as this was fouled into the bleachers over on the left side, and a souvenir for a young fan for sure. As Petty looking for a second 1-2-3 inning of the game. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, bases empty. Black Bears trail it by 3. Petty kicks, fires, and misses low. Deflects off of Weber's equipment and actually goes up into Rourke's jersey, but no hit by a pitch there as it went off the catcher. It's now 1-2, but Petty still firmly in control as he deals. Breaking ball. This is lined into left, and coming in on it is Bailey, who sprawls out and uses all 6'5" that he's got, including his wingspan, to make the grab for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. One spectacular play by the Black Bears. It seems like they have at least 1 or 2 of those every game, and we'll head into the bottom of the 4th inning with Cowlitz trailing by 3 and coming to bat, looking to come on back. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on the Black Bears Radio Network and their YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
for what you do.
Bottom of the fourth. Heart of the Black Bear order coming up. Arboleda, Weber, and Mulcair as the Black Bears were able to chip away at the Bend Elks lead and cut the deficit down to 3. And with the big boppers up right now,
Up now is number 21.
and A.J. Lattery back out for his 4th inning. The Black Bears have primed themselves to score a couple of runs. There's nobody warming up in the pen, and again, this is the most that Lattery's thrown all season after he records the first out. As the most he's thrown is 3 1/3. That was in his last start against Wenatchee. First offering to Arboleda is a fastball right on the inside corner, and the count 0-1. That was a pretty good pitch to hit. If Arboleda sees that again, you bet he's jumping on it. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 3 left aboard for Bend. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left for the Black Bears as the changeup fools Arboleda that time. He hacks at it and misses, 0-2. So nice pitch selection and location for Lattery. Fastball in, changeup out. And now can either go fastball up or look to go back with the off speed a little bit low. We'll see what he decides to do. Right-hander winds, delivers, and Arboleda fouls it straight back and right on the roof. It felt like that was the roof anyway, of the press box. Yeah. TV producer Justin Ford agrees. I don't know, sometimes I think it hit the roof and then it's clearly over to my right. I think the headphones kind of mess with my like auditory orientation, if that's even a thing. As the next one is down and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, auditory orientation sounds about right, just like where I feel like the sounds are coming from. Anyway, enough of my fake, or I don't know, audio terms here, coming out here. Let's get back to the game. The 1-2 coming in. Breaking ball, strike 3. Arboleda is caught looking on the breaking ball right on the inside. And he is sent down for out number 1 for A.J. Lattery. That is strikeout number 3 for him this evening as Wilson Weber will come on up to the plate.
Number 34, Wilson Weber.
Weber 0 for 1 with a hard ground out to the shortstop, his first trip. And Weber's got 6 hits on the season. 5 of them are for extra bases as he takes the first one for a strike count 0-1. Yeah, he has 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And has knocked in 7. His last 3 extra base hits have each knocked in 2 runs as Weber takes the fastball down and away. No balls and 2 strikes. That was just Lattery's 60th pitch. He's thrown 35 across the plate for strikes. So 0-2 coming up to the Black Bears catcher today. Lattery, his upcoming Oregon State teammate, delivers, and this was fouled directly back. And over onto the Bend Elks dugout. And George Eisenhardt, he's kind of sitting on the railing in shorts. He's a starting pitcher, so he's not hanging out in the bullpen. Here's the 0-2 to Weber. Takes it down and out. 1 ball and 2 strikes, so you're not fooling Weber there. Down and away, not too much he can do with that anyway. And now the field here at Lower Columbia College almost completely enveloped in shadows as the 1-2, another curveball down and outside misses, evens the count at 2-2. There's a streak out there in right with a little bit of sunlight that Chase Matheny is standing right in front of, and then some softer areas that are filtering through some of the foliage in the trees that are coming on through right in front of first and second base as Weber is jammed but fouls it back. Didn't want to get caught looking on that inside curveball. Was a close pitch, so good on him for putting the bat on the ball and forcing Lattery to throw him something a little bit more over the plate. Khaled scored a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning with Riku Nishida knocking in Toriano Sweet an RBI double. 2-2. Weber hits this one high in the air over on the right side, and another foul ball, the 3rd of this plate appearance, as he will now see at least 8 pitches. Weber getting some encouragement from the fans and from his dugout. But the main hype man for this team, Jacob Burley, over in the bullpen. As the 2-2 swung on and hit in the air over into right field. Chasing it is Matheny over in foul territory, but he's going to run out of room as that'll one hop. I think that might have hit either the top of the fence or just went over right there on the Elks dugout area. So we'll keep it at 2-2, but another foul ball for Weber, really making Lattery work.
Affordable natural gas. Remember,
As I mentioned before, he came into this plate appearances under 50 or under 60 pitches, now up to 66. A 4-1 deficit for the Black Bears, but it feels a lot closer as this team can strike at any time, especially with guys like Weber at the plate and Sean Mulcair behind him, as Wilson will call time. With the mental chess match going on between the right-hander Lattery and his future teammate Wilson Weber. Weber's got the Oregon State orange barrel on the end of his bat as the 2-2, as Weber jammed yet again and will foul it behind home plate, out of play. 4 consecutive foul balls for Wilson. Working hard against Lattery, up in that pitch count more importantly, as still nobody warming for the Elks. And again, Lattery has not thrown a lot this year, so might not be super stretched out. Here's the 2-2, and that one's downstairs, full count to Weber. So the next pitch will be Lattery's 11th of this plate appearance against Wilson. 5 foul balls between ball 2 and ball 3. Payoff coming up with 1 down, nobody on base. Next pitch is a curveball. He got him, strike 3, and Lattery able to win the battle. And Weber a little perturbed after that one, after he worked so hard up there at the plate, but Lattery busting out the paintbrush and nailing the outside corner sends him down for out number 2. Well, he started that at-bat at 57 pitches, now up to 69. Here's Sean Mulcair. Mulcair is 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout. Lefty looking to try to get something going as the third baseman, Julian Kodama, is over in there on the grass-colored turf. First pitch is cranked foul over on the left side, out of play, 0-1. The Black Bears will wrap up this series with Ben tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. Then we'll hit the road on Tuesday to play the Walla Walla Sweets. You can catch all of those games online or over the air at 99.1 FM, 1400 AM KEDO, Longview, Kelso, or online at KEDO AM. But tomorrow's game you can catch on YouTube as well, or come on over. CalsBlackBears.com, get your tickets. Hot off the presses for them. Pick them up at will call. You'll have either Abby or Tyler out there. Very nice group of people. We got a great staff here at David Story. Here's the 1-1. High and outside to Mulcair. 2 balls and a strike coming up to the lefty. All he's got to do is get on base. And Jaden Shepard, a big masher, coming up behind him. Austin Houck shifted more over towards the left side with the left-hander at the plate. Or towards the right side, I should say, as the 2-1 is in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. After Mulcair fouled the first one off, 3 straight pitches off the plate. One of them outside, and then the following 2 have gone in the dirt. So A.J. Lattery, again, faltering a little bit with his command here. It's been varying a bit between each batter as the 3-1 swing and a miss by Mulcair on the change. And now another full count for A.J. Lattery. The Oregon State right-hander has filled the count up 7 times and has thrown a strike 5 of those instances. Here comes the payoff with 2 down. Ball 4 right by the shoe tops of Mulcair as the Black Bears third baseman works himself his 4th walk of the season. And Jaden Shepard will come up to the plate with a chance to drive one in for the Black Bears and again continue to whittle away at this deficit against Bend. And now Xander Klaus, the pitching coach, coming on out to talk to Lattery. And this is just clearly a vote of confidence meeting, as still nobody warming up in the Bend pen. The Black Bears with a run on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left aboard against Bend. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 3 left on base. But all 4 of those runs and 4 of those hits came back in the first inning.
Also a sponsor of tonight's game, Hamer Electric, providing value.
And Klaus will go on back to the dugout as Lattery looks to find his command here against Jaden Shepard, although if he throws too many strikes, he might regret it as one might leave the ballpark. Shepard again hit a booming fly ball over to right field, but it was collected by Chase Matheny. Good sign, though, he's not hitting the ball on the ground as much as the first pitch, a curveball to Shep, right there at the belt for a strike, count 0-1. That hung up a little bit. And yeah, those pitches at the minor and major league level, you'll see those punished into the seats, but college ball, summer ball, these guys haven't quite learned the recognition as much yet. It's more of an experience thing. That's the 0-1 slide step delivery. That curveball hung up way too high. 1-1 coming up to the Black Bear first baseman. Cal's down by 3. The tying run is on deck. Did put one up in the bottom of the third inning, looking for more right here with Shepard and his 6 runs batted in at the plate. Here's the 1-1. Curveball down and away. Lattery employing the same strategy to Shepard as he did to Brock Mortensen earlier. Pitching around him and trying to just keep him off balance with those breaking balls. Trying not to give him too good of a pitch to hit, but when you do that, you invite the chance of that hanging breaking ball going high and deep to the outfield. Here's the 2-1. There's a fastball. It's lined right at Hauk as Shepard set down for the final out of the inning. No runs on, no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. The Black Bears continue to hit the ball well, but right at the Bend Elks defenders. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Black Bears 1, Bend Elks 4 with Bend coming up to bat. You're tuned in to Cal's Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top 5th, 2-3-4 coming up for Bend against a new arm in Carter Sutton. He'll face off against Austin Hauk, Daniel Garcia, and Julian Kadoma. And Max Petty out of the game, a 4-inning start. Let's see what he did for his Black Bears today. Through 4 innings, allowed 4 runs, just 3 earned though. On 6 hits, 1 walk, only the 1 strikeout. Another plus though for him, just the 1 extra base hit, so a lot of singles on him. And through 65 pitches, 45 for strikes, 69.2%. That's above his season average of 66.9, so threw a lot of strikes. And after the first inning, threw up a trio of 0, so really settled down as Carter Sutton will come on in. And the right-hander from Bellevue College, from Vancouver, Washington, standing in at 6'3", 165. He has surrendered 3 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings. 7 strikeouts, 5 hits, 6 walks. This is grounded sharply to the short. Bozette's there. Fields fires to first, and an easy play for Jaden Shepard. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Sutton, making it easy on his defense, and 1 down now for Daniel Garcia. So Hauk, who was hot yesterday, they're able to hold him to 1-4-3 so far today, as Garcia 0 for 2 steps up. Garcia has flied out and lined out. Both times over on the left side. Choked up on the bat, the lefty is, as the first pitch is away off the left side of the plate from back behind the plate's vantage point. Count 0-1. Now the sun completely set out there in left field behind the trees as we're starting to see the orange glow. This is grounded up the middle, and Nishida tries for it, and it's just beyond him. So Garcia picks up his first hit of the ball game with that hard grounder up the middle. Puts a man aboard for Bend, and Julian Kadoma at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a single. The cleanup man for Bend has also scored and knocked in a run. Now 84 degrees here in Longview. A nice summer evening in Cowlitz County. First pitch is a fastball that misses in. He missed his spot as Weber was set up away. Count 1-0. Cowlitz turned 3 double plays against Bend yesterday, but a couple of them a bit non-traditional. They had a 6 unassisted to 3 double play. Then they had an 8 to 2 double play as Brock Mortensen gunned a man down at home, and then finally they had a 1 to 6 to 3. As Julian Kadoma fouls one right into the catcher Wilson Weber. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner on first is Garcia being held on by Shepard. He's about 10 feet off the bag, holding his legs down, or his arms down between his legs. Sutton checks on him. Secondary from Garcia. This foul ball is chopped back over Weber's head and just beyond the Lower Columbia College logo. Look, it looks so much like the Minnesota Twins logo back there, except the L instead of the T. Count now 1-2 from Carter Sutton. Sutton has 7 Ks on the season, looking to up that. Kadoma stands tall in the box, holding the bat almost straight out away from his body as the 1-2 from Sutton. Fastball misses downstairs and away, and he'll even the count out at 2-2. And today's ball game brought to you by our friends over at State Farm. Call your local State Farm agents here in Longview. Bob Beal at 360-425-5432 and Scott Fisher at 360-432-9500. They'll take care of you for all of your State Farm insurance needs. 2-2 coming up from Sutton. Sets with his left foot over towards the first base side as he gets Kadoma to swing and miss at the upstairs changeup. Strikeout number 1 for Sutton. There's 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning.
Number 11, Chase
And now Sutton will look to send down Chase Matheny. He's 1 for 2 with a pop out over to Sean Mulcair and a base hit that split Bozette and Mulcair over there on the left side. So he's pulled it a few times. The Black Bears know that, and Sutton will probably try to work away from him here in the top of the 5th with 2 down. Garcia now hugging a little bit more towards the bag this time, only about 8 feet off. Shepard holding him on well. First pitch breaking ball. That's a strike on the inside edge. 0-1. And Sutton has struggled a little bit out of the pen recently, looking to bounce back here against Bend and throw up a 4th consecutive 0 on the scoreboard against them. First 3 came from Max Petty as a throw over to first to keep Garcia honest is not in time. No more action going on in the bullpen for the Black Bears. No Toma Marassi is available as he's starting to pick up a ball. And, oh, yeah, now he's going to start to have a catch with Jacob Burley. So he'll be on next probably after Sutton, but which inning is yet to be seen. Here's the 0-1, and the next breaking ball misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sutton has just reached the 10-pitch milestone. 6 of them have gone over for strikes. And we are so pleased to have you tuned in here to College Black Bears Baseball on KEDO and on YouTube. Hope you're enjoying your evening. On a Saturday night, we come at you from Longview, Washington. As this is grounded over to second. Nishida there. Sidearms it over to first, and Shepard with the squeeze to send him down for the final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and just 1 left aboard. We're halfway through here at David Story. Let's go in the bottom of the 5th and see if the Black Bears can start off the second half of this ball game in style. They trail by 3, and they will come to bat. You're tuned in to Counts Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 5th inning. We're having fun in the booth. Toriano Sweet, Jace Bailey, and Riku Nishida as the broadcaster from Bend, Noah Wolf, proving to be as good a guest as he was a host over in Bend. As the Black Bears looking to be not so great hosts up at the plate with Sweet, Bailey, and Nishida coming up, looking to do some damage against A.J. Lattery, out for a season-high 5th inning out there on the mound. So Sweet is 0 for 0 with the walk. He stole a base and has scored the only Black Bears run. First pitch to him, well, that time Lattery found the zone, and the count 0-1. So Toriano will try to get aboard again as he takes the curveball down and out, and that pitch right there that was in the dirt down and away is a good example of how far he's come this season. The beginning of the season, he was golfing at that pitch, diving out for it. This time, just spit right on it. As the 1-1 comes in. This curveball, though, crossed the plate right at the belt. A close call against Sweet. 1 ball and 2 strikes against the Jackson State right-hander. The Black Bears trail it by 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-1. As Sweet checks his swing. Did he go around? And the whole plate umpire calls him down. So Sweet is down swinging for out number 1. Here comes Jace Bailey. Bailey struck out looking. He was one of Lattery's 5 strikeout victims today. So he's putting together a really nice start so far. Bailey again, switch hitter, batting left-handed. Looking to get aboard for the Energizer buddy that is Riku Nishida waiting on deck. Bailey made a spectacular catch in left field earlier as he swings and misses. That 12-6 curveball from Lattery is really biting down hard. Yeah, me and Noah Wolf were talking about that in between innings. And though Lattery hasn't had the full command of his entire arsenal, that curveball has been fooling the Black Bears all game long. As the 0-1 is another strike at the knees, 0-2. So now we're seeing a right-hander warm up for the Elks. And it is Jake Snyder, the 6'4", 205-pound right-hander from Creighton. It's the 0-2. Bailey gets a hold of that one, but a little too far under it. So it goes into left center field. Lynn Scott arranging over to his left side will go over and make the grab for the second out of the bottom of the 5th inning. So 2 up, 2 down, strikeout and a fly out. Here's Riku Nishida. Nishida 1 for 2, a line out and an RBI double down the line in left field to bring in Toriano Sweet back in the 3rd inning.
How cool is that?
Again, love the way that he starts off each at bat. Stretches out his arms all the way above his head. And the first one to the lefty curveball. And this one looks like it could drop a blooper into center. Rourke coming in and will make the grab on the run for the final out of the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for the Black Bears. No runs, no hits, nobody left aboard. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Cowlitz trail it by 3. Bend coming to bat. You're tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO, Longview, Kelso, and on YouTube. We'll be right back. Hour and a half into this ball game, we're in the top of the 6th inning, so 5 in the books. Sam Linscott going to lead things off. He's 1 for 1 with a sac fly and a single, increasing his league-leading batting average. Came in hitting .449 as Carter Sutton comes out for another inning of work. Had a smooth inning on the top of the 5th, looking to duplicate that effort here. He just allowed the 1 hit and sent the other 3 Elks down. No scoring for Ben since the top of the 1st. The Black Bears have only been able to take advantage by scoring 1 in the bottom of the 3rd, and it'll be up to Sutton to keep it a 3-run deficit as he fires in a strike to Linscott with the fastball, count 0-1. So as the sun sets, much more comfortable temperatures out here. Fans loving it. Everyone's sticking around as the 0-1 off speed is high. 1 ball and 1 strike coming up to your West Coast League current batting leader. It's going to be Linscott, Logan, and Guerra, 6, 7, and 8 for Ben. As Sutton, the big righty, kicks delivers fastball. That's right in there on the outside corner. What a pitch by Sutton. Talk about an unhittable strike. And the count now 1-2. Despite the error, the College defense has been solid all game long. And the pitching, since the top of the 4th, has been pristine. Here's the 1-2, and that one darts a little too low. And Linscott, not prone to chase too many pitches, evens it out at 2-2. So a trio, or rather a lefty coming up in Gavin Logan. As the 2-2 comes on in, breaking ball, trying to drop it in at the belt, but missed right by the letters to Linscott, who has made the count full now, 3-2. And Toma Marassi warming up in the pen. He's now sitting down. I think he got all of his throws in. Might come in this inning if Sutton gets in trouble. Here's a payoff pitch. Curveball. He got him. Strike 3. Carter Sutton catches Linscott window shopping on the outside corner and will send him down for out number 1. You got to save your window shopping for Commerce Ave here in Longview, Washington. Or, you know, why not just go in the store and get something? Why not? Support those local businesses, especially post-COVID. Here's Gavin Logan, 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Hit one sharply over to Sean Mulcair. Made a take 2. Nice smooth throw. Geez, a nice smooth throw. There we go. Words can be hard sometimes as Logan takes one high and away, 1-0. Logan's done a nice job behind the plate for Ben today, blocking a lot of pitches. And you know, with Ben, they do have those 33 wild pitches in this ball game as Weber has one tip off. And hit right there in the corner of the backstop. 2-0 from Sutton against Gavin Logan. But again, Logan has probably saved maybe a run today. At least some advancement on the base paths for the Black Bears. Now he'll try to do it at the plate. He's reached once as the 2-0 is tapped up the middle and past Nishida in front of Mortensen for a base hit. So hit number 8 for Ben comes here in the top of the 6th inning as Mason Guerra will come on up. Guerra 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts, one to Brock Bozit and the other one to Brock Mortensen. Guerra, ooh, with the sharp look up there at the plate. It's got the white socks with the black stirrups. If you haven't been able to tell from this now our 19th broadcast, I'm a big fan of the high socks and the stirrups look. Classy, old school baseball. Here's the first pitch from Sutton. Fastball misses down and out. That his 21st pitch makes it a 1-0 count. He's thrown 11 strikes. So Cal's looking for a double play, something that they were able to do 3 times against Bend in yesterday's affair. No scoring from either side since the bottom of the 3rd when Riku Nishida knocked one in. Here's the 1-0, and this time the fastball able to punch that outside corner. 1-1 coming up to Mason Guerra. Corners pinched up the middle. Riku Nishida a little bit closer to the bag, and Sean Mulcair behind third base, given the fast playing of this turf out here. The 1-1 swing and a miss on the sharp curve. Carter Sutton with the bottom falling right out of that with some late movement. Jumps ahead of Guerra, 1-2.
Online at TDN.com.
So Logan over on first, 4-1, Ben leading. Carter Sutton looking to get through scoreless for the 2nd inning in a row. Takes a deep breath. The slide step delivery curveball gets away from Weber. It's going to roll all the way to the backstop, so Logan's going to get on over to second base on the wild pitch, and the count now 2-2. So now Bend with a runner in scoring position and just 1 down. And in today's ball game, the Elks have knocked in, or rather have 2 hits and 4 at-bats with runners in scoring position, so I've done well today. Sutton looking to keep Logan over there at second, though. It's about 15 feet off the bag at second. Nishida now dancing on back there to keep him honest. Looks like he's going to come in, but Sutton's going to deliver to the plate. This is a chopper over to third. Mulcair's going to check the runner and fire over to first. Shepard's got him, and they pump fake the throw. Good base running by Gavin Logan, who originally looked like he was going to stay, but showing off some wheels for a catcher and moves himself 90 feet away from home. As Guerra down on the ground out, but a productive out for him.
Number 4,
As Peter Mendozona will come on up. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a strikeout swinging. Sutton again, looking for another shutout inning for him. As Sutton kicks, delivers. First one is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. He's been trying to live there today. And when he has thrown his strikes, it has been down and outside, particularly to these right-handed Elks. Logan with the base hit up the middle, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and then to third on the ground out by Guerra. Sutton, another deep breath. Taking his time, the 0-1 is fouled off of Weber. And now the count 0-2. The umpire, Andrew Mervin, going to give Weber a bit of a breather to shake things off, but he goes right back into the crouch as Sutton a strike away from getting out of the top of the sixth with no damage. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Black Bears trail it by 3, looking to maintain that deficit with 2-3-4 due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sutton's 0-2, breaking ball, little high, 1-2. Well, a lot of Black Bears families out here for the weekend. Queso Gada's parents are here. I met Mark Wanarovich's dad yesterday, and Kelly Austin's family. They're not here today, but they were here yesterday and will come back tomorrow. So happy to get to meet the wonderful parents of our Black Bears as the 1-2 fastball sails up and in, 2-2. Yeah, always fun to have the parents at the ballpark getting the support, and some of them coming a really long way. Queso Gada's family coming from Boise. We had Matty Fung's parents come from Foster City, California. So happy to get that support. The Black Bears, a big family. Deuces wild now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, top of the 6th. Next pitch from Sutton, and it's low, right below the knee cartilage of Mendozona. And he'll fill up the count now, 3-2. Rourke due up on deck. He is the leadoff man in the order. Sutton trying to send Mendozona down, though. Logan with a short lead off the bag at third base. 3-2 pitch coming up. And he kicks, fires. Next one, this is a line drive, and that's going to go into the gap in left center for a base hit. Logan trots home. Mendozona over on first. It's an RBI single for the Elks shortstop. And Bender now up by 4. It's a 5-1 ball game.
At the top of the lineup,
So now here comes Gavin Rourke, who's 1 for 3. As the Elks continue to hit well with runners in scoring position. Rourke with a ground out and a line drive on his next 2. First pitch is high and away for a ball, 1-0. And now they could go the short way here in the field, if they so desire. They just need to get a ground ball here out of Gavin Rourke as the 1-0 comes in, and he checked his swing, but it's a strike anyway on the outside, 1-1. So now the Black Bears back down by 4. The Elks score for the first time since the top of the 4th inning. And Toma Marassi warming up in the bullpen. And he will certainly come in the top of the 7th inning. Sutton looking to get out of it so that Marassi doesn't have to come in and bail him out. 1-1 is hit hard and high in the air, but that's going to go foul over on the left side. And again, a pair of young fans going on after it. Josh Carter, PA announcer, playing the car sounder, unless that was a real alarm, but if so, that's very ineffective. It was only on for a couple seconds. So 1-2 coming on up to Rourke. Righty against the left-handed hitter. Runner on first base is Peter Mendozona. Let's see if he goes on the pitch, and there he is. The next one is, again, sliced foul right in the same area, so each of those young fans might come away with one souvenir. Dawson Martin coming back in and delivering the extra baseballs back to home plate umpire Andrew Mervin. And Rourke putting together a pretty decent plate appearance now after a 1-1 count has fouled off a couple in a row. Top 6, 2 down. Sutton now comes set by the belt. Mendozona, let's see if he goes again. And there he goes. And the curveball is hitting the air to shallow left. Bailey loses his cap, dives again, and another spectacular catch by Jace Bailey. Oh, what a play by the 6'5" left fielder, helping bail out the Black Bears and mitigating the damage here in the top of the 6th inning. 1 run comes in for Bend. And they come in on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1 aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Black Bears looking to claw their way back in with Bozette, Mortensen, and Arboleda. You won't want to miss it right here on YouTube and KEDO. Well, the start is done for Lattery. He gave 5 quality innings, and now Bend will turn it on over to the bullpen. Jake Snyder will enter the ball game, and let's tell you how Lattery did. I mean, if you've been listening all game long, you know he was very effective. He allowed just 1 run on 1 hit in the ball game. The run was earned, walked 3, struck out 5, and through 87 pitches, 52 strikes, that's 59.8%. That curveball was killing the Black Bears today as they'll look to jump out on Jake Snyder here. Snyder, this season, wearing the number 33, righty from Creighton, 6'4", 205 pounds from Bellevue, Washington, will face off against a very difficult part of this Black Bears order in Bozette, Mortensen, and Arboleda, all coming up to the plate. Snyder now making his 4th appearance, thrown 4 2/3 innings. 4 runs, 1 earned on 6 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Does not have a record, nor does he have a save, and he's pitched to a 1.92 ERA. So here comes Brock Bozette, who walked and flied out in today's contest. First pitch is down and away, 1-0. Snyder was a little wild in his warm-ups. That doesn't always translate to how he'll do in the game or how guys will do during the game, but we'll see what he does right here. Righty pitching from the extreme third base side of the rubber, almost with his foot off of it, as Bozette slices one foul over on the right side that's going to land on the gravel and go out of play 1-1. And I know it's a little early, but after the final out of today's ball game, don't forget to tune in to the Counts Black Bears postgame show brought to you by the Daily News. We will interview your Black Bear of the game and give you some also some wrap-up content. We'll go around the league and give you some standings updates as well as Bozette with a swinging bunt over towards the third baseman. Going to be a tough play. Bare hands it fires first. Not nearly in time, but a good effort by Kodama as Brock Bozette picks up the infield single, showing off the wheels. And that's the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Black Bears. They only got 1 against Lattery through 5 innings, and they just needed 1 batter to get 1 on Jake Snyder. So hopefully for the Black Bears, that is a good sign of things to come as Brock Mortensen, who's been held hitless today, will come on up. He's 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice, and popped up over to the third baseman. And Mortensen, the lefty, as the side armor fires outside for a ball, 1-0. Snyder with that low arm angle, almost completely laterally right next to him as he drops down and delivers that pitch. Those are a little bit easier for lefties to see sometimes, though, as he fires another one high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And Jake Snyder did not appear in the last series against the Black Bears, so this will be the Cowlitz's lineup's first time against him. And the next offering to Mortensen. Misses north and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. So Mortensen obviously one of the big power bats in the Black Bears order, but will certainly take a walk. Anything to create a little extra traffic on the base paths. And the next one outside, ball 4. So Snyder walks Mortensen on 4 straight pitches. And the Black Bears now have 2 men aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Kerry Arboleda coming up. Black Bears have only left 3 men on base, and yeah, this is the first time all game that the Black Bears have had 2 men aboard. So quick discussion between Gavin Logan and Jake Snyder coming on in. As maybe just discussing a little bit of control. Again, you can't really fix mechanics mid-game. It's all about just calming the pitcher down, getting him back into it. And as Logan trots on back, or really paces his way back behind the plate, let's take a quick trip around the West Coast League. Corvallis lead the Wenatchee Apple Sox in the bottom of the 8th by a score of 9-5 as the Corvallis Knights look to extend their 5-game winning streak. The Yakima Valley Pippins are walloping the Walla Walla Sweets 7-1 in the top of the 5th at Yakima County Stadium, and Portland and Ridgefield tied at 2 in the bottom of the 3rd over at Walker Stadium. And the first pitch from Snyder inside to Arboleda, 1-0. That is 5 straight pitches off the plate for the bend right-hander. We were talking about it earlier. The starter was really good, incredibly effective, particularly with the curveball. 5 strikeouts in 5 innings for him. Just the 1 run on 1 hit, but the Black Bears can probably do some damage against this Elks bullpen, as this is high and away, 2 balls and no strikes. And Snyder has been effective this season, as we mentioned. Has not given up a run since June 5th against the Ridgefield Raptors. In 2 1/3 innings, he gave up all 4 of the runs he let in on the season, the 1 earned, on 5 hits and 2 strikeouts, as now 7 straight off the plate for him, and Kyle Novak hustling on out there to go and have a chat with him. And wow, in the middle of the count, they're going to take the ball away from him. So Snyder is done after going behind 3-0 to Arboleda, and they'll call it over to the bullpen here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 men on, no one out, and the Elks up by 4. We're going to step aside here as the new arm warms up. When we come back, we'll tell you who it is and resume the bottom of the 6th inning right here on YouTube and KEDO. And Mark, can we get a minute and a half for the pitcher to warm up? So Snyder gets hooked from the bench in the midst of a count, and that'll send up Reed Madariaga. Thank you, Noah. Madariaga from Pierce College. He's from Hawaii. All right. 5'6", 130 pounds, and I think he left his uniform in Bellingham, and Noah had to go grab it along with his broadcast equipment. But you know what? Noah, the consummate professional, back in time for yesterday's ball game, despite having to go back up to Bellingham, gets stuck in Seattle traffic. So big props to him And now Madariaga will try to get himself and his team out of this jam that Snyder created. So Snyder allowed an infield single to Brock Bozette, and then Brock Mortensen was on a 4-pitch walk. Madariaga will have little room for error now against Kerry Arboleda. First pitch from Madariaga is low, ball 4, so tough luck for him. First pitch he throws, it's a walk, and yeah, unfortunately for him. Oh no, that walk is not charged for him. Okay, here comes Wilson Weber. Weber has been an RBI machine. In the last series against Wenatchee, 6 runs batted in, 3 extra base hits, a couple of 2-run doubles, and a 2-run home run. So now he represents the tying run. Madariaga's first pitch is a fastball on the outside corner strike, and the count 0-1. So now I believe all 3 base runners are Snyder's responsibility. Madariaga, in 2 appearances, has thrown 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts as he throws a second consecutive strike now to Weber, jumps ahead 0-2. And Madariaga, no record, as I mentioned, with a 7.20 earned run average. Now the 0-2. Downstairs, good block by Logan, keeps Bozette over at third base, 1-2. Though much like Snyder, Madariaga's stats are blemished by 1 poor appearance. It came in a June 6th meeting with Richfield in a 13-0 loss. He pitched 2 innings, and that's where he allowed the 4 runs, 5 of his hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. His most recent appearance against Wenatchee, 3 innings, no runs on 1 hit, as Weber hits this one high and deep to left. This one's going way back there towards the track at the wall, and a leaping catch by Sam Linscott. What a play by Linscott, robbing an extra base hit away from Wilson Weber, though he did hit it deep enough for Mortensen and Bozette both to tag up. Bozette will come in and score, so a sacrifice fly for Wilson Weber cuts the deficit back down to 3. It's a 5-2 ball game. But how about Sam Linscott out there making that play at the wall and making this a much easier situation for Bend, but the Black Bears certainly will take the run. And we'll really lean on Sean Mulcair now to knock in another one. Mulcair's 0 for 1. He struck out and walked. So that run gets charged to Snyder. Now Weber just tagging the baseball lately. Missed his second home run of the season by maybe a foot. First one to Mulcair, runner goes, and he fouls that one away over on the left side. So Mulcair gives that one a trip. Arboleda was off and running on the pitch. So the hit and run action coming on in as they look to put another man in scoring position. Black Bears looking to continue to just slowly but surely come back. Still have plenty of outs left to go. 11 on the offensive side. And a long look by the right-hander. Misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike coming up to Mulcair. Runners on the corners, 1 down, bottom of the 6th. The tying run is at the plate. Next offering, curveball, strike right at the knees on the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Madariaga looking to pick up a strikeout and really mitigate this damage. Only 1 run allowed. He essentially inherited the bases loaded. Next one, curveball, and Mulcair ready for it, jumped right on it, and fouled that one away. It's Madariaga putting together a really tough at-bat for Sean Mulcair.
Quality physical rehabilitation services throughout Southwest Washington.
And right now I'd like to give a shout-out to first base coach for the Black Bears, who is currently on vacation at Mercer Lake in Florence, Oregon. Shane McCarroll tuning in right now on YouTube, so shout-outs to Shane. You are certainly missed here at David Story Field as that pitch is low. The runner goes, the tag, they got him, but the run will come in to score. So the decoy play works. The Black Bears will sacrifice the runner on first base for the run to come in as Arboleda is caught stealing at second base. And scoring on the throw is Brock Mortensen. The game is now a much more manageable 5-3, but with 2 down.
Man, I love that song.
And Madariaga now. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down with nobody on. Curveball is a slow chopper over towards the first baseman. Garcia's there. He will take it himself. Signals Madariaga away and will tap the bag for the final out of the inning. But the Counts Black Bears are able to score 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they do not leave anybody left on base. They're now only down by 2 heading into the top of the 7th with Ben coming to bat. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. If you're listening on KEDO, go Black Bears indeed, as Carter Sutton back out there for another inning of work. So he surrendered a run in the last inning. The Black Bears were able to get it back and then some, as Austin Hauk, Daniel Garcia, and Julian Kadoma will all step up. Hauk still hitting well on a 2-game hitting streak. He is now 4 for his last 7 at the plate, but just 1 for 3 today. And it is a 5-3 Elks lead now, as the first pitch from Sutton is a strike right on the outside corner. Good-looking fastball with a little bit of cut action. 0-1 coming up. And Sutton again shuffling, winds, fires, curveball, check swing, but it's a strike anyway. Finds the same spot on the outer edge. He's ahead 0-2. The Black Bears doing everything they can to stay in this game. The offense is slowly but surely been getting them back in. And so far, Carter Sutton's pitched pretty well out of the bullpen, surrendering just the 1 run in 2+, as steps out to reset and take the signs again from Wilson Weber. Black Bears will be looking for some more offense. They got a ton of hits yesterday, as Sutton misses low. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes now to him. Just 2 hits today. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sutton kicks, delivers. Next one, curveball high. And over on the outside edge. We'll even it up at 2-2. Again, Toma Marasi coming up. He's in the bullpen, warming up the lefty. A lot of left-handers in this Elks lineup, so he should do well. As the 22 in the dirt. A little too much sinking action coming on in there, and it's going to be a full count now to Austin Hauk, who has a bunt single, a flyout, and a groundout in today's game. Once again, we'd like to remind you the Black Bears will take on the Elks tomorrow in the final game of this 3-game set, as Sutton gets a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Weber for a strikeout here to start off the top of the 7th inning. Carter Sutton, that is strikeout number 3 for him this evening, as Daniel Garcia will step up to the plate. Yeah, tomorrow these 2 teams will play at 7:30 p.m. right here at David Story Field to wrap up their season series and this weekend series. Can catch all the action on YouTube and on KEDO, or get your tickets on CowlitzBlackBears.com. Carter Sutton missed the first fastball inside to lefty Garcia, who was 1 for 3 of the flyout, a layout, and a single. As the next one, again inside, a little bit further, and off of Weber's glove, 2-0. Well, Ben have come into this game. Their philosophy is you have to hit just enough to make up for their pitching. Again, a 5.21 ERA for them, and they score just 9/100ths of a run over that per game at 5.3. And so far they've done that today. They've matched their run total, as this one is hit sharply over to Shepard. He'll take it himself, though, and step on the bag to put him away for out number 2. The game just turned 2 hours old here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs as Julian Kodama comes on up. Struck out swinging his last time, and that was against Sutton. He's got a double and a single in today's game as well, with an RBI and a run scored. First one from Sutton is hit in the air, sinking liner into right. Sweet, not going to take a chance on it, so he'll let it land in front of him for a base hit. Toriano Sweet wisely not diving. We saw yesterday Chase Matheny dive for one, and that allowed Johnny Radomski to get a stand-up triple. So 3 hits for Kodama. He's got just under a third of his team's hits. Well, really 30%, as Chase Matheny now comes up. Oh, we're talking about him. Matheny 1 for 3, a base hit, fly out, ground out, everything in the infield. Runner on first is Kodama, the cleanup man. First one, high for a ball, 1-0. And the Elks today, their pitching has outperformed their season total so far. Just the 3 runs allowed and only on 2 hits. It's been the big killer for the Black Bears. Kodama has 1 stolen base and as many attempts as 10 feet off the bag. As Sutton looks over and fires, and Shepard puts the tag down on him, but not in time. Can't wait for that late evening David Story sunset. You get to see the soft pinks, periwinkles, and purples out there in left field, as now the lights illuminating the outfield in David Story. 1-0, runner goes. This one is high and inside the throw by Weber. Nishida makes the tag, and he got him. Wilson Weber with the frozen rope and Nishida with the even better tag to cut Kodama down for the final out of the evening. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left aboard. Thanks for Weber and Nishida. It's stretch time here at David Story. Let's go into the bottom of the 7th. The Black Bears trailing by 2, looking to come on back. You are tuned in to Couts Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Jaden Shepard going to lead things off for the Cowles Black Bears in the bottom of the 7th after some take-me-outs of the ball game action. Here at David Story Field, if you want to sing along, get some tickets, man. CowlesBlackBears.com, your destination to watch the Bears of Summer live at David Story Field. First pitch to Shepard. That is a ball low for Madriaga. So 1-0. The book is now closed on Snyder. We'll give you his numbers after the next pitch from Madariaga. Shepard with a hold of this one, high and deep to right center. The outfielders converging, but Matheny ultimately is there and will make the grab for out number 2. So Shepard, or out number 1. Shepard has given the ball a ride today, but just can't quite get it away from these outfielders. So here's Sweet, 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout, a run score, and a stolen base as well. So to Snyder's numbers, the right-hander did not record an out and allowed 2 runs, both earned, on 1 hit and 2 walks as Sweet gets plunked and will head on over to first. So a dangerous base runner on the bags for the Black Bears, and now the tying run comes up to the plate in Jace Bailey. Jace Bailey has made 2 sensational plays in left field today. Let's see if he can make it a complete game for himself with a big-time base hit. He does have a home run this year. So Sweet leaning off the bag. First pitch from Madariaga is a ball away, 1-0. Carter Sutton He's only thrown 47 pitches across 3 innings. I think his day might be done. As the next one to Bailey, 1-0, is hit right next to Sweet and into right for a base hit. Toriano hustling as Matheny misplays the ball. Sweet's going to go over to third base. Let's see if they send him. They're going to park him right there at third. And Bailey gets over to second base. It's a single for Jace Bailey and an error in the field. And the Black Bears are cooking with gas right now. The tying runner is in scoring position.
Guess who's up now? That's right, number 5, Riku Nishida.
So Riku Nishida, the man that knocked in the first run of the game for the Black Bears, is back on up there. Nishida's 1 for 3 with a line out, a double, and a flyout.
Let's go, Black Bears. Let's go.
1 base hit will score the 2 speedy base runners for the Black Bears. Down by just 2. Nishida had 25 runs batted in a short season for Mount Hood, as now going out to the mound is Kyle Novak, and he's had a short release with his relievers today, and it looks like the day might be done for his right-hander. Goes on up there, takes the baseball, and they'll call to the bullpen yet again. So in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out, and the Black Bears threatening here. They're going to turn to a new pitcher. We'll tell you who it is on the other side of the break right here on KEDO and on YouTube. All right, same deal. We'll do a minute and a half. Mark, you there? Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Oh. Bend will turn on over to Cole Wilkinson, so the day is done from Madariaga, as they're going to have a lefty come in and face Nishida. There's 1 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. And 2 of the next 3 hitters coming up are left-handed. So Wilkinson will come in firing. He's having himself a nice year. 3 games, 3 appearances, 2 and a third innings. He's allowed 4 runs on 4 hits, but none of the runs were earned. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He has 1-1 on the season with a perfect 0 ERA. Now Wilkinson has appeared against the Black Bears.
Some noise for the Black Bears.
He threw a third of an inning, allowed 2 hits. Actually, this here is saying that he allowed an earned run, but I guess it was unearned in that game. He did take the loss,
There's
though.
a new pitcher on the mound, 21, Cole
So the Black Bears do have experience against him, but Mortensen and Nishida have not seen him. They were not with the team just yet. Nishida, 1 for 3, as I mentioned before. A line out, a double, and a fly out. One of the most electric players that you will see in this West Coast League, and a big spot for his Black Bears. Sweet on third, Bailey on second. 1 down, the Black Bears trailing by 2. Let's do it here in Longview. Couch 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. That hit came off the bat of Nishida. First pitch, high and tight for a ball, 1-0. Black Bears fans getting behind their local ball club as well as the bench, always very loud and excited, backing up their team. 1-0 hitters count for Nishida. Lefty, trying to get that platoon advantage coming in. And the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Now a big-time hitters count for Nishida. Cowlitz have come back in their bones. And you can feel it in the air here at David Story. Nishida looking to break that tension with a big base hit. He's ahead 2-0. Next pitch is a strike. Catches the corner. 2-1. Nice fastball by Wilkinson. Not much Nishida would have been able to do with that one anyway. On deck, the leading run producer for these Black Bears, Brock Bozette. 21's the count. Wilkinson still behind, and Nishida calls time to break it on up a little bit, granted by Mervin, and that time call might have produced the loudest cheer from the Black Bears bench more than anything else Nishida's done today. Except perhaps that tag at second that ended the last inning. Bottom 7, here's the 2-1, and oh, look out, that hit Nishida right on the backside. Nishida signaling over to the umpire. Now the bases are loaded for Brock Bozette. Another hit batter for these Elks pitchers. So here comes Bozette, 1 for 2, a walk, a flyout, and a single. That was essentially a bunt single. He scored a run today, has 10 ribbies and 10 runs scored. Just needs to find a little patch of grass in the outfield. He's got Sweet on third, Bailey on second, Nishida on first. Infield, or rather the corner's in. There's a high chopper to the first baseman. Going to be a tough play, fires home. Just barely in time to beat the diving Sweet. And a smart play on the 3-2 to put 2 down. But now the big man, Brock Mortensen, in a big spot. He was captain clutch yesterday with the game-tying home run and the go-ahead RBI.
Brock Mortensen.
As everybody moves up in the field, Bailey, Nishida, and Bozette. From third to first, respectively. Mortensen's 0 for 2 today with a walk. Looking to give it a ride here as the wind has settled down a bit at David Story. Let's see if he can belt one. First one is a fastball strike on the outside corner. Great pitch by Wilkinson, count 0-1. This might be the best opportunity the Black Bears have to score for the rest of the ball game. Time to take advantage against the man that they were able to score a run on back over in Bend. A lot of speed on the paths for the Black Bears as well. Hitting the gap could clear the bases, perhaps give the team a lead as the 0-1 to Mortensen. That's another strike on the outside corner, and maybe his patience coming back to bite him right now.
There you go.
0-2. Black Bears have not scored in this inning. They scored 2 in the last one, looking to make it 2 consecutive for the first time this game. Big pitch by Wilkinson. Sets by the belt, looks down. Back to the pitcher, or rather back to the home plate. The 0-2, Mortensen drills it but foul and will end up right by the on-deck circle. Kerry Arbolita tosses it back over. Well, Mortensen unlikely to really see a lot of pitches off the plate here. Wilkinson trying to put him away. Brock, a smart hitter up there, one of the top bats for UC Santa Barbara. A phenomenal program down there. Here's the 0-2. And another foul ball. Wilkinson trying to stay away from him. He does not want Mortensen to pull that baseball. We're 2 hours and 13 minutes into this ball game. High drama in the bottom of the 7th with the Black Bears trailing by 2 and the bases loaded. 2 down and one of their best batters at the plate in an 0-2 count. He's fouled off the last 2. Let's see if he can straighten out this next one. The 0-2, down and away. And that was off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, that's where Logan and Wilkinson set up for that pitch, but they didn't get Mortensen to chase that time. Open stance. The left-hander stands tall in the box with a slight knee bend. Waggles the bat behind his head. As Wilkinson kicks, delivers, and misses down and away again. So now Mortensen's even the count up at 2-2. Got some fans on their feet here at David Story. Trying to will their Black Bears into at least a tie, hopefully a lead. But with Nishida's speed, a base hit will certainly score 2. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. He deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Mortensen strikes out with the bases loaded. The Black Bears failed to score despite putting 3 men aboard in this inning. No runs for Callets on the inning. On 1 hit, no errors, or 1 error, I believe, and 3 left aboard. Top of the 8th coming up with Toma Moresi taking the mound. You won't want to miss it right here on YouTube and KEDO. following a valiant effort by Carter Sutton. Coming on in, throwing 3 innings of 1-run relief, the Black Bears will turn on to Toma Marasi from Mount Hood Community College, the left-hander. On the season, has thrown 1 2/3 innings, has not allowed an earned run on 2 walks, 2 hits, and 1 strikeout. He's faced 12 batters, hit a pair, and the lefty will face off against Chase Matheny, Sam Linscott, and Gavin Logan. The Black Bears were given a golden opportunity in the last inning to at least tie this game or put up a run, but they leave the bases loaded after a couple of nice offensive plays by the Elks, and now we'll have to continue to hold them down as the Cowlitz Black Bears trail it by 2 with only 6 outs left to go. Offensively for them, Marisi looks to be in good control here during his warm-up tosses. Weber will go out to talk to him, and they'll go over the sides again. And again, it'll be 5, 6, and 7, Matheny, Linscott, and Logan. This part of the order for Ben today have gone 3 for 7 with a walk. And a sacrifice fly by Linscott, that's right. Matheny has not gotten the ball really out of the infield today, except threading it through on a grounder between Mulcair and Bozette. He is 1 for 3 with a single, a fly out, and a ground out.
Number 6, Toma Marasi. Up to bat right now is 11.
Marasi from Mount Hood Community College, a hard-throwing lefty from Ayachi Japan. You just saw it right there. Big swing and a miss by Matheny at the up-and-in fastball, 0-1. Now, you wouldn't guess from his size. He's only 5'8", 168 pounds, but, man, can this kid deal. He's got some filthy stuff. He had 4 saves for Mount Hood on the season. And now the 0-1 coming in. Breaking ball, another swing and a miss on Matheny as Marasi digging into his bag of tricks a little early. Jumping ahead now 0-2. The Black Bears really count on him to be a key arm for them out of the pen, and it looks like each time he's come on out there, he's gotten better and better. So the base is clear now with an 0-2 count coming up. Trying to punch out Matheny right now. 0-2. Breaking ball just a little outside as Andrew Mervin says that was off the black, so 1-2. Sunset looks absolutely gorgeous out there in the outfield. A soft peach color blending back into the twilight night sky as you progress upwards. And a soft breeze blowing in. It's really turned into a great evening in Longview as Marasi goes with a changeup, swing, and a miss. Talk about a beautiful evening. That was a beautiful sequence of pitches from Marasi. So Matheny is down after the fastball, curveball, fastball, changeup. And he's down for out number 1. Here's Sam Linscott. Linscott is 1 for 2, sac fly, single, and a strikeout looking. And Marasi looking to keep that going. First pitch for him. Look out, way inside, and that plunks Linscott right there on the hip. He'll take it and go on over to first base. That's been Marasi's only issue this year. He's now hit 3 batters in just 2 innings. As Cowlitz getting a man up and tossing in the bullpen. Word on the street was that James Bradwell would be available today for a second day in a row. He did pick up his 3rd save and as many opportunities yesterday.
Up now 27, Gavin Logan.
And it looks like it could be him out there. He hasn't turned around, so I can't quite see his number. And no, it's Dale Takalo. Okay, so Dale will be the next man coming in as Marasi misses inside with the changeup to the left-hand and hitting Logan. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 for 2 is Logan with a walk, a ground out, and a single. Rossi looking for a double play ball here as he's got Riku and Brock Bozette pinched up the middle. Big lead for Linscott off the bag, standing tall, not really leaning, as he misses now outside with the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Black Bears can't really afford to let this game get too much farther out of hand. They've been fortunate to keep the deficit down to 2. They did have a chance to come back in the bottom of the 7th, but spoiled it. They had the bases loaded and 1 out, and then back-to-back men were retired as the 2-0 from Marasi. Ooh, just off the black on the outside. 3-0 coming up to Gavin Logan with Mason Guerra due on deck. I mixed up next and on deck together. How about that? 3-0, Marasi's got to throw a strike right here. Kicks, stutter steps, delivers, and misses way outside. Ball 4. Linscott going to move to second. Logan over to first base. And after the strikeout, Tona a little bit off kilter with his command. He'll have to face off against Mason Guerra. Now, Guerra, a young man headed on over to, I believe, Oregon State. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong number here. Yeah, to Oregon State from Beaverton, Oregon. He's got some serious talent, and now it looks like, no, it is Guerra. Okay, I thought the umpire was pointing for a pinch hitter. I said, I don't know. It looks a lot like Guerra, and he is wearing his uniform. But just signaling the mound visit there. There's been one this inning as Weber and Marassi going in and have a chat. Let's see if Guerra is going to be aggressive here. He does swing at the first pitch, and that is a curveball strike, count 0-1. Odd decision for Guerra. It was over the plate, but it was an off-speed pitch, and Marassi had just hit a batter and then walked the next guy. So usually you lay off and wait for him to throw a strike. That might have been right in there at the knees. As the 0-1 on the way. Another curve and just up and inside. 1-1 coming up to the right-handed hitter. So Guerra hasn't hit that well this year. It's below the Mendoza line. But he certainly has some, some power potential. He was hitting in the middle of their order when he first came up to the team. Now finds himself in the 8th spot. Did not play yesterday. 1-1. That's a strike, a dart on the inside corner. Great pitch from Toma. We'll have him jump ahead now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Black Bears in a little bit of trouble, but nothing too crazy here with 2 men on. Logan on first and Linscott on second base. Marassi can certainly get himself out of this jam. Just has to find his command again. Seems to have it against Guerra as the 1-2 curveball slipped out of his hand. And the count even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up. It's become a nice evening here in Longview. Fans sticking around, hoping their Black Bears can come on back. They'll have 6 outs to do it. In the bottom of the 8th, they'll lead off with Kerry Arbolita, Wilson Weber, and Sean Mulcair, hoping that it'll still be just a 5-3 deficit when they go in. It's going to be up to Marassi, who goes and grabs the rosin. They do have Dale Takalo warming up in the bullpen in case things do indeed get out of hand. Rossi sets, kicks, delivers, runners go, and, well, they're going to get there anyway. As he loses control, hits another batter. And that might be it for him. I'm seeing Brian Burris move around in the dugout, and, yeah, that's going to be it as Takalo will come on in after we make our call to the bullpen. Top of the 8th, 1 down. Bend Elks 5, Cowlitz Black Bears 3. And, yep, he points on over there, and we'll step aside here to give Takalo some time to warm up. When we return, we'll get to see Dale try to get themselves out of this really tough bases-loaded 1-out jam. You won't want to miss it right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Mark, let's do 2 minutes this time. Thank you.
For Peter Mendozona.
Well, much like the Black Bears had in the last inning, it's the bases loaded and 1 out. And this time it's Peter Mendozona up to the plate. Looking to extend the Elks lead. Dale Takalo is out there on the mound, misses high with a sizzling fastball, count 0-1, or 1-0. So Takalo, the right-hander from Lewis Clark State, just needs a ground ball. 1-0. And there's a strike. Breaking ball floats right in there on the inside corner, 1-1. Has pitched 12 innings this season, including non-league games. Allowed 7 earned runs on 16 hits, 5 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Has a whip of 1.75. As the next one is fouled back into the screen, and Takalo in good shape now with a 1-2 count to Mendozona, who's 1 for 3. He does have a strikeout today. So Tomo Marase only went a third of an inning before loading the bases. Walked a batter and hit a couple, so they didn't even need a hit on him as Takalo prevents Mendozona from getting a hit, dropping in that curveball on the inside corner, strike 3. A gorgeous pitch from Takalo. That's how he got
23, Gavin
a strike earlier in that at-bat, and now all he's got to do is get down Gavin Rourke. Rourke is 1 for 4, a single, a ground out, a line out, and a fly out today. Has hit the ball the other way twice, both for outs, the line out and the fly out. Hit one up the middle for a base hit to start the game as he foul tips it into the glove of Weber, 0-1. And his ground out was right at Jaden Shepard. Takalo, 6'4", 190 pounds from Napa, Oregon. Another guy the Black Bears are counting on to be a big-time reliever for him. Struggled a little bit to start the season, but as you can see or hear right now, he's got some pretty good stuff as this is fouled back by Rourke and the count 0-2. Can the Black Bears strand the bases loaded for the Elks? 5-3 Bend lead. Linscott on third was hit by a pitch. Logan walked on second base. Mason Guerra is on first by a hit by pitch. 0-2 count coming up to Gavin Rourke. Here's the 0-2, and this is punched over to the shortstop. Picked up by Bozette, fires across the diamond, and they send him down by a step for the final out of the inning. No runs on no hits, 2 hit batters, no errors, and 3 left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th with the Black Bears trailing by 2 and coming to bat, looking to try and push a few across here. You're tuned in to Black Bears Baseball on KDO and on YouTube. Well, it is Sweet Caroline time here at David Story Field, bottom of the 8th inning. Cole Wilkinson back out for another inning of work. Will face off against Kerry Arboleda, Wilson Weber, and Sean Mulcair. So the first 2 batters for the Black Bears will be righties, as Cowlitz were unable to get that big hit in the bottom of the 7th. Let's see if they can rectify that here with 6 outs to go. And Wilkinson, again, a guy that they were able to get around on back in Bend. And usually the more times that a team has seen a pitcher, the bigger the advantage. So let's see if they can get the 6'1", 185 lefty from Lynn Benton Community College. Arboleda is 0 for 2 today, a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and a walk for him. And with all those base runners stranded last inning, Reed Majaraga's line is closed. He threw 1 1/3, allowed no runs, thankfully, for him on a one hit batter. And he threw 16 pitches, 9 for strikes, 56.2%. So Wilkinson against Arboleda. Carey hitless today, but with a lot of power as he laces one. Oh, what a stop by Garcia. Right by the line, able to keep the leather on it, and will stamp on first for out number 1. So again, the Black Bears continuing to hit into bad luck. Honestly, I'm surprised that their BABIP is as high as it is.
Okay, up now
Their
is
BABIP, batting average of balls in
Wilson
play,
Williams Weber.
is 290. But it seems like it should be lower because they hit the ball so hard at guys, and they have so many more outs stolen away or hits stolen away from him. Here's Wilson Weber, who had a big hit stolen away from him. He had a sac fly earlier. And the first pitch to him is down and away, 1-0. He hit the ball to the fence in left center.
You can turn it up here. Did you find it?
As he double taps the plate, gets back in there. Open stance for the right-handed batter. Going to Oregon State with plenty of power, and this one might make it through the hole, and it's stopped by Mendozona. Fires across the diamond, but not in time to catch Wilson Weber, one of the fastest catchers in the West.
Phone, it's a nice one, by the way, Samsung. And call. You might want to call her back. I'll call her back for you.
As Sean Mulcair going to step up once again, representing the tying run.
I'll take some selfies on it, too. Here we go. Brought to you by Dream Dentistry.
Josh Carter now, the public address guy, just mentioned that he found somebody's cell phone. They're waiting for him to give it back. He said he's going to take selfies, and I know he will because I had my phone over there earlier to play some music. And, yeah, I was, I guess, treated, you can say, to a bunch of videos and photos from him. So, yeah, he's doing it right now. I see it. Over by the scorers as this is fouled away by Sean Mulcair into the Black Bears dugout. Nishida, even though it's not his day, you know, Nishida's always got to be flashy, and you got to love it. He picks up the foul ball, runs over to it, and then tosses it behind his back to his teammates. Taking a routine foul ball and making some fun with it. As Sean Mulcair behind 0-1. Weber leads off the bag. Again, with a lot of hustle, the 0-1 is a strike on the outside corner. Wilkinson certainly very effective against lefties, placing that fastball away. And the count now 0-2. As Jeffrey Nelson warming up in the bullpen for the Black Bears, a brand new right-hander. And the 0-2. Strike 3. He got him on the outside corner. Mulcair down looking. And that's out number 2. Mulcair frustrated as Jaden Shepard, home run threat for Cowlitz, comes up to the plate representing the tying run.
Shepard, first baseman for the Cowlitz Black Bears. He is 6'6".
Shepard 0 for 3. Has hit the ball hard 3 times over to the right side. Wilkinson's going to have to certainly be careful against him as the first pitch is way off the plate. Yeah, that's definitely being careful. And the count 1-0. Wilson Weber on base, infield single. 1-0 is a high chopper up the middle. Might be able to go the short way. No, he's got to go to first, and he pulled him off the bag a little bit, but Garcia was able to keep his foot on for the final out of the inning. So the Black Bears threaten again, but cannot push anybody across. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left aboard. Top of the 9th coming up with Cowlitz with 3 and the Elks with 5. Ben coming to bat. You're tuning into Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Back at it here. Sorry about that. Thank you, Mark. We were going over some point streak stuff up here in the booth, and making his debut, he is a right-hander going by the name of Jeffrey Nelson. Nelson from Mount Hood Community College, part of their men's baseball team, and you know he's a teammate of Riku Nishida's as well as Tomo Moresi. So he's a tall right-hander, was a freshman this year from actually had previously went to Clackamas, and he's from Happy Valley, Oregon. So Nelson coming on in, and he'll try to really turn things down here against the Bend Elks with Hauk, Garcia, and Kodama coming up to the plate. Once again, this trio is leading off an inning. So Nelson started the season on Bend, and now is pitching against them. He was a Portland Gherkin as he gets a swing and a miss there against Hauk, 0-1. So now he's played for the Elks and pitched against them twice for two different teams, all in the same summer as the 0-1. Ooh, that's a filthy curveball in for a strike, 0-2. I wonder why he left Bend, or why Bend let him go. Well, he did give up 7 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits, and 1 appearance as this slithers down and away at 1-2. But, man, he's got some seriously good stuff here. So now the 1-2. Fastball hit high in the air and deep to left. Bailey is there by the track, and that'll hit the wall of air out there and also Bailey's glove as he's down for out number 1. So now here comes Daniel Garcia, 1 for 4, fly out, line out, ground out, and a single.
14, Daniel Garcia.
Again, they just need him to get 3 quick outs, no runs on the board, as the Black Bears will look for some 9th inning magic, just like they were able to get back against Wenatchee. Of course, they didn't come all the way back, as this is 1-0 coming to Garcia. The music's continuing to play out here. One ball, no strikes coming up. Was it a no pitch for the first one? I'm not sure. As now a swing and a miss. All right, so we're going to assume that was a no pitch. And the count will be 0-1. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the umpire is going to do here. I haven't seen him signal. I saw him move his arms to the side, but I don't know if it ended up actually being a no pitch or not. So it could be an 0-1 count. We'll find out. Nelson's next one is fouled away, so at the very least, he is ahead with the 2-strike count. So Nelson now in a big spot, bases empty, looking to keep it that way. And the 2-strike count is swung on and laced foul. So it'll stay another 2-strike count. Yeah, trying to find the team stats for him. Having a little bit of trouble here, as the names are not on there. Instead, they just have names of schools. Very unusual. Next one, 1-2, off speed, up and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up. Nelson, right-hander from the extreme first base side of the rubber. Breaking ball, this is popped up. Over on the right side, Weber racing toward the Bend dugout and was calling for it and then just let it drop between he and Shepard. So Garcia catches a break there and it'll stay a 1-2 count.
Let's go, Black Bears. Let's go. Make some noise for the Black Bears.
All right, so here we go for Nelson. Nelson led Mount Hood Community College as a freshman in innings pitched Appeared 14 times, 6 starts, 4-2 record, a couple saves, a complete game in there as well. Allowed 15 runs on 35 hits, 13 earned, and 14 walks, 39 strikeouts, and an ERA of 2.51 as this is skied over to the left side. Mulcair near the fence, and that will clear it. Nice long at bat for Garcia, 6 pitches. So that is what Nelson has done this year. Lefty against the righty Nelson. Trying to keep it a 5-3 ball game here in the top of the ninth. The Black Bears will have Sweet, Bailey, and Nishida coming up. That trio did help them manufacture a run back in the third. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Nelson able to send him down on the inside change. And he's down hacking for out number 2. Here's Julian Kodama. 3 for 4 today, having a huge day. Well, that's what we expect from your cleanup man. With the run scored and an RBI, an extra base hit there as well. Another lefty against Nelson. Again, his 3rd team this summer was a Bend Elk. Only pitched 1 game, was a Portland Gherkin. And now a Cowlitz Black Bear looking to have a home here. 1 ball and no strikes coming on up. So Takalo had a nice inning. Coming in relief, holding it to a 0 as this is chopped over to first, but foul. And Shepard, you know, he's just showing off at this point. Still making the play on the ball. He's such a good first baseman. Taking the opportunity, any chance that he can get. So it looks like they might stick with Wilkinson as he's simulating a couple tosses with the resistance band there in the dugout. And this is sliced foul, and Nelson again ahead in a count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Sweet, Bailey, Nishida coming up for the Black Bears, likely against Wilkinson. Righty switcher will bat right, and a lefty against the lefty Wilkinson, if that is indeed who they decide to stay with. 1 ball, 2 strikes, base is empty. Next pitch is inside. I'm not really sure what happened there. That pinballed all over the place. I thought that it might have hit Kodama, but he's not moving to first. The umpire didn't signal anything. Might have just bounced. And my best guess is that it bounced off of Weber and then hit Kodama. So the home plate umpire went out to hand the ball over to Nelson to kind of give them both a breather. 1-2 is carrying away, foul into the screen, back into the stands, and that woke a couple of fans up over there. So they weren't paying attention, expecting it to come on down, and they were still able to make a grab on it. So another 1-2 coming up. As this is chopped foul again over to the first base side. And a tough at-bat so far for Kodama, looking for his 4th hit today. And don't forget to tune in after the final out of today's game to catch the Black Bears post-game show, brought to you by the Daily News as the 1-2 comes in. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Nelson pumping against his chest as he was very effective against his former team. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Black Bears trail it by 2, but coming up with some good batters against the... Well, they are going to stick with Wilkinson, so let's see if they can get around on him this time. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. You're tuned into Black Bears Baseball on YouTube and KEDO. Bottom of the 9th inning. Cole Wilkinson back out there for another inning of work so far today. Wilkinson has thrown 20 pitches, 13 strikes. He's thrown an inning and 2/3, striking out 2, hitting 1, and allowing a hit. Sweet Bailey Nishida up to the plate. Toriano's been on base twice. A walk, a strikeout, hit by a pitch. First one to him is a strike right down the heart of the plate, count 0-1. So they're not turning over to some of the closers that they got on this team. They do have an arm warming up in the bullpen, but to leave Wilkinson out here, interesting, especially with 2 righties to lead off the inning as Sweet fouls one back. No balls and 2 strikes. Toriano, in the bottom of the 9th against Wenatchee, was able to knock in a run. That was the first run that Cowlitz had scored in that game, so does hit in tough situations. No balls, 2 strikes, base is empty. With nobody down, bottom of the 9th, the Black Bears trail at 5-3 to Bend. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and laced right next to the Bend dugout into that screen. So Sweet staying tough up there. As Nishida, as he is wont to do, retrieves that foul ball. And now instead of Bailey, Case Ogata taking some practice hacks. He's got his family here from Boise. 0-2. Sweet, did he hold? No, he did not. He went around. Could not hold up that time on the high and tight fastball. In Cowlitz, with only 2 more offensive outs to go as Case Ogata gonna pinch hit here.
Pinch hitter here, number 25, Case Ogata.
Case Ogata really brings the power at the plate. He has a home run on the season, a couple of sacrifice hits, and 5 driven in. He's also walked twice and allowed 7, or has gotten 7 hits. And overall, including non-league games, hitting 265. Ogata headed to, or actually attended Utah Valley. Big power threat. Typically he'll hit in the middle of the Black Bears order as he hits one as Tapper over to the second baseman. Hauk is there, throws to first, and now Cowlitz down to their final out. Well, if the Black Bears do end up losing this game, they'll be thinking back to that bottom of the 7th inning where they had the bases loaded and 1 down and could not bring anybody around to score. And now Henry Mensch going to pinch hit. They're going to empty out the bench here with a bunch of righties against Wilkinson. Henry Mensch does have a home run this season. Just needs to get on base right now, though, with Brock Bozette on deck. Mensch hitting .333, 11 hits, 33 at-bats, 9 runs scored, and 4 driven in as he fouls off the first pitch that he sees. Count now 0-1. These 2 teams will wrap up the series tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. So make sure to tune in on KEDO or on YouTube or get some tickets. Come on down at CowlitzBlackBears.com. Here's the 0-1. And Mensch takes one down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. And again, Bozette, I know I say it all the time, but he is the team's leading run producer on deck. Probably wouldn't hit a 2-run shot if it came to him, but it would at least put a nice baseball in play. Here's the 1-1. Mensch takes it high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. After the final out, take a short break, and then we will go right into the Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show. And the 2-1. Mensch fouls it back. Even at 2-2, and lands right behind a couple of fans that might want to get that ball. And all right, one that didn't have one already in his hand was able to get it. I always want to make sure that each one in the front group is able to get a baseball. You don't want to be the guy left out there. But now Cowlitz down to their final strike. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Wilkinson looking for an 8-out save. He delivers, and Mensch fouled that one off of his shin. As that was picked up by Wilkinson. Yeah, it was definitely clear that it was off his shin. As Elks completed the play anyway, Wilkinson fielded it and got on the bag. So once again, 2-2. Ben, 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, 8 left on base. Cowlitz, 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 7 left aboard. Long look from Wilkinson. He's thrown 30 pitches, 21 for strikes. 2-2. Upstairs. What a take by Mensch that time. It is not easy to take pitches like that with the 2-strike count this late in the ball game, but Mensch showing some really solid discipline. And now the pressure's on Wilkinson to make a good pitch. Here's the 3-2, and Mensch fouls it right back. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Mensch fouling that pitch off. It was close. Probably would have been strike 3. But puts the bat on the baseball to elongate this game. 2 hours and 52 minutes so far. The Black Bears are hoping that it goes a little bit longer. Base is empty, 2 down, trailing by 2. Wilkinson kicks, fires, and Mensch hits this one on the ground up the middle, and that's going to go past Mendozona for a base hit. So Brian Burris pushes the right button as Mensch will go on over to first, and the tying run at the plate, and Brock Bozette. And if Bozette can get on, Brock Mortensen will come on up with a chance to win the ball game for the Black Bears. But it's got to start with Bozette. Bozette 1 for 3. He's been on base twice. A walk, a single, fly out. He's grounded into a fielder's choice. Known for putting the ball in play, a big-time spray hitter. Hits it all over the field on a line. Mensch not being held on at first. Doesn't really matter if he gets a second. He's going to go over there anyway and advance on defensive indifference. And that's a strike to Bozette, 0-1. The Black Bears, a lot of wherewithal on this team. A lot of mental toughness. Can come through in big situations. They don't back down easily, as you're seeing right here. Even with 2 outs backed against the wall, they've managed to get Henry Mensch over to second base. And one of the top hitters in this league coming up on deck. 0-1 coming up to the righty. Bozette hits it in the air, foul, and once again, for the second straight batter, the Black Bears are down to their final strike.
Black Bears, let's go. Let's go, Black Bears, let's go.
Mensch in scoring position. Bozette at the plate. Wilkinson with a lot of pitches he can play with here. Doesn't want to hang one for Brock, though. No balls, 2 strikes. He deals. Bozette takes that one low. Another good take by a Black Bears hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes is now Wilkinson up to 36 pitches in this relief appearance. He's recorded 7 outs, needs 1 more. The Black Bears need 2 runs to keep this game going. Bozette fouls it back, all right. Staying alive here. Dancing along to that Saturday Night Fever hit by the Bee Gees in his head. Visions of John Travolta dancing in his head. And also visualizing getting himself on base here for Brock Mortensen. Doesn't even have to knock Mensch in. He just has to find his way aboard. 1-2, 2 down. Wilkinson versus Bozette with Mensch on second base. Kicks, delivers, swing, and a miss, strike 3, and Wilkinson will send him down with an 8-out save for the final out of this ball game. What a performance by Ben Elks pitching, holding the Black Bears to just 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and the Black Bears with 8 left aboard. Cowlitz had plenty of opportunities to score in this one, but unfortunately came up short, particularly in the 7th inning, as the team goes 1-7 with runners in scoring position. Your winning pitcher in today's game will go on over to the starting pitcher for Bend, as the Elks are able to hand A.J. Lattery a victory. The loss goes to Max Petty, and the save, the 8-out variety, will hand on over to Cole Wilkinson. 5 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, 8 left aboard for Ben. For Cowlitz, 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 8 left aboard. And with the victory, the Bend Elks move to 6-11 on the season. And the Black Bears move down to 6-8 in league play, and will fall a little bit farther behind Corvallis, who won in today's contest. We'll take a quick trip around the league here, as Corvallis were able to win against the Apple Sox by a score of 9-6. So they've now won 6 in a row. Portland and Ridgefield tied at 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Yakima Valley looking to wrap things up against Walla Walla with a 9-3 lead in the top of the 9th at Yakima County Stadium. That'll do it for this game. We'll come back with some Cowlitz Black Bears post-game coverage. We'll have a Black Bear of the game coming up. You'll have to find out who it is. Stay tuned right here on YouTube and KEDO. We will be right back with your post-game show. All right, Mark, can I please have 5 minutes? Only because like sometimes they talk to the players for a while and I won't be back in time. I have to go down to the field and get them. Yes, please. Yeah, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Sorry about that. Hey, how much time do we have? All right, perfect. Thank you. I just got our guy who's coming in from the bullpen. So, yep. All right, thanks again for giving me the extra time. I don't have to put that on you. I don't know why I did that. Hi, YouTube, in case it's not. Not on there. Okay. Talk to me.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, we can definitely hear you. Perfect. Everybody else has been like whispering. So.
You're a little quiet.
Well, I'm whispering.
Okay.
Oh, we'll come back right after this. Well, hello and welcome to your Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show. I'm Zach Smolin, and to my left, we got Carter Sutton, the Bellevue right-handed pitcher who put in a spectacular 3 innings of 1-run relief for the Black Bears. So, Carter, just to get the ball rolling a little bit, Max comes out there, doesn't necessarily have his best self in the first inning, but then puts a bunch of zeros on the board. Now, you guys were trailing when you came in, but after the starter does that, even when he dug the hole, when he puts those zeros up, does it make it a little bit easier for the baton to go to you and you to pick that up from him?
Yes, definitely. As a pitcher, it's tough to come back after an inning like that. So it was huge for him to be able to go 3 extra innings.
So it's been pretty hot out there today.
Yeah.
Did that affect any way that you guys were warming up or getting ready for today's game?
Not really. I mean, things stayed as usual. It was hot. We were lucky in the bullpen over there. It's shaded. It was pretty good.
Pitching staff's been so good this season, 3.51 ERA coming into today's game. What's been the mindset between all of you guys? Because it seems like each and every arm and each new guy that the Black Bears get, they seem to almost be better than the next. Or everybody, is there like a little bit of like friendly competitiveness to like stay on track and be such a good staff, or are you guys just out there playing your game?
I mean, there is that competitiveness. It's summer ball. We love to have fun out there. You hear us talking all game. But it's definitely a lot of fun.
All right, tough loss today. Dropped to 6-8 in the league here, but you did beat Bend the last time over there in Bend. How important is it to take tomorrow before heading to Walla Walla, and of course to take this series and the season series against these Elks?
It's huge. I mean, every series counts. If you win most of the series during the year, you're going to take the championship. So that's our goal this year.
All right, so still battling in the first half. The Cowlitz Black Bears, Carter Sutton, very well spoken over to my left side. 3 innings of let's take 2 on that one. 3 innings of 1-run relief. I have a tough time saying 1 run. I'm going to have to do it in the mirror moving forward. By the way, this does not get edited out, so it's very fun for us on YouTube. All right, so that's going to wrap things up here on our Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show. The Black Bears drop to 6-8 on the season. The Bend Elks move up to 6-11, and of course Corvallis won, so the Black Bears drop another game in the standings, but can come on back tomorrow and take on these Bend Elks at 7:30 p.m. We will have Kelly Austin on the mound for the Black Bears. He has been a sensational starter for them this year, 1-0 with I believe he's got a 2 ERA and 24 strikeouts for the young man. So he's headed to UCLA. You're going to want to catch that on KEDO or on YouTube, or you can come see Carter or Kelly pitch right here. Get your tickets on CowlitzBlackBears.com. Don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. But, of course, I don't mind either way. If you're here, I love it. If you're tuning in live on the radio or on YouTube, I also love it. I just love my Cowlitz Black Bears fans. Have a tremendous evening here. Final score, Elks 5, Black Bears 3. Take care. Have a great evening. Stay dry and stay cool. And, of course, stay frosty. Thank you, Mark.